Broadreach, as it once was known, the Hornsaw, as it is now. It's not known for its hospitality, so those who would be known for their hospitality tend to show it in a strange way. Right now, the ranger friend of our party here has an arrow aimed directly at the side of his head. Jahari is currently standing up against a large horse statue, a sort of like a chess piece, a horse head carved from a whole tree, still planted into the ground. He's just leaning up against it, waiting for the party to arrive, not knowing whether it's, maybe it's sacred or something. Who knows? Regardless, the elf that just melded out of the forest with arrow drawn and pointed at the ranger's head has made it known that they need to identify themselves before he makes sure that their welcome is very, very short. So he stands just on the edge of the forest. This large carving, carved out of a tree itself, still in the ground, just past the edge of the forest. Jahari leaning up against it. At first, he was actually carving an apple with a knife, and just kind of stopped mid-carve. So there's just this peel of apple just curled under on the other side of his knife as he stands very still, looking to you, you're about 50 feet away, sitting on your cart. And Dradoki and Dor are snoozing in the back, actually. Currently taking a nap. Holy shit. All-time record just now on the hype trainness over there. Fuck yeah! Ghoulie! Yeah. Thank you! Yes! Don't get ahead of me! God damn it!
It knows!
Alright.
Other cat person, no!
Alright. So, the last thing that this elf, wearing leathers, wearing a cloak that has been woven from natural fibers. It has current leaves of the season sewn into its fabrics. The hood could have been drawn up. Right now it's down, as he has revealed himself with his arrow drawn, pulled taut in the longbow. The longbow is a little gnarled. Most longbows, you expect a nice clean curve to it. This one, it bends and hooks and recurves a little bit at the top. He has it drawn and aimed, and the last thing that he said was, I will need your names before I decide if you are to go any further into this realm.
Cleg's hand goes and just sort of twitches closer to the blade, watching the weapon, not looking at the elf. Clegg.
His eyes dart from Klieg to just over everybody else in the group.
Transferring the reins into a single hand loop. Hi, I'm a mother.
Meanwhile, in the front of the cart, Samira has until now been buried in a book, just kind of reflecting back on the fight, the encounter that they just had at the edge of the forest. She has Yugman's open in her lap, and she's just sort of sitting with herself, distracted at the moment, like, honestly, that's not at all what I expected that to look like.
Come here.
Oh.
Say, you gotta
Friend?
say hi. Say hello. You gotta do the thing. Introduce yourself.
Introduce
choose it.
yourself so our friend gets
yes.
shot.
No, please don't shoot. I'm Samira of Holofaust.
There's a moment. You see the gears
Yeah.
turn for a second. And your purpose in our forest.
Oh, we're simply traveling through on our way to
Freehold.
Free
Freehold.
Free
Right?
Home.
Freehold.
Not hold.
Hold. Home. We're taking him home to the freehold. Yeah, that sounds bad, right?
And Cleek smashes the
Free
side.
home.
Cleek smashes the side of the shield against the side of the cart to wake up Dradoki.
Inside the cart, you just hear. What? What is it? I was in the middle of a wonderful dream with three wonderful hello as his head comes up out of the cart, just looking. Oh, well, has he done anything wrong?
We're stating why we're here, and I assume this is the Horse Clan.
Yeah, that would be the sign of their entrance. Hello! My name is Dradoki Bronzeleaf. I grew up in Freeholm, and I have hired these wonderful folk to join me and escort me back through the wonderful forest that you have continued to live and flourish in. She just kind of
Wow.
smiles and looks to the rest of you. The elf just kind of. Ah, Bronzeleaf.
Oh my god!
The bow slacks. The arrow flips and goes into the hip quiver that that this ranger of the Horse Clan. You can see carved into the leather of the breastplate. Rampant horses, combatant actually. That means they're facing each other with their hooves up. I've been carved into the chest in looping knotwork. Well, then. Bronzeleaf. Follow the road in. He just kind of whistles quickly, and you hear bowstrings slacking throughout the forest. At least 8 of them just get very. You hear the sound of taut string going loose. Not loose, but you know. Follow this path. It will take you. Looks you over. Several hours to arrive. Do not enter the town center without proper permissions.
Where would we get those?
You'll find out when you arrive at the gate.
Oh.
And your name?
Yeah, good one.
It's not needed. The simple fact that
It's not needed. Got it.
The simple fact that you are arriving alive is permission and authority enough to know that you may approach. He looks over at Admatha. You can camp with the rest of them. Before he starts taking steps back into the woods, and as he moves into the brush, the leaves just kind of form up around him, and in a blink, he's gone.
I'd be offended.
Honestly, can't say I know what he meant by that.
I'm not sure.
Either
Sure,
way.
it's fine. So, looking over her shoulder to the back of the wagon, seem to like you very much. Did you do something wrong? Scandalous? Cruel?
I don't think so.
Oh. Maybe then that's just their disposition?
Well, my name has gotten around.
For what?
I am a famous storyteller.
Okay, just making sure that that's what it got around for.
It's the
Oh,
stories.
okay.
It's the stories, yes.
Okay.
Well, Ranger, begin ranging. As he just kind of goes back in. Are you all right, door? The angry fighter give you a scare, and just hear him scratching on door, and you inside as the large dwarf hound rolls about, getting scratchies from Daddy.
I'm so jealous. I want to give scratchies to the big boy.
Touches the ranger's belly.
Toe beans. in the
Nothing
face.
lewd. I just want to motorboat your chest. Anyway, in character now.
That wasn't in character?
I don't know.
Cleg's hands kind of twitches back away from the sheath of the sword as they look around. We can't see any more of the guards.
Make a perception test.
Yay! This is gonna go great.
Anybody can make this perception test.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Ooh,
Let's
that's a
see.
13.
13?
13.
Nope.
A green.
Yeah, they're gone.
A real green. I got a 10.
Oh, I can't ever remember where anything is in this case.
Perception's under wisdom.
It's wisdom. Thank you.
Whoa.
Oh.
8
Whoa.
fortune right now.
Yeah,
just-
we're all very.
We're not very aware.
Yeah, we're all just thinking about.
They're gone.
Yeah.
In the wind. Or woods. Well, you know. Vanished.
Okay. Clegg fixes the hood around their head and starts motioning for them to continue walking.
As soon as the elf is gone, Jahari just goes back to peeling the apple with the knife, cuts off a piece, throws it in his mouth.
Ranger doing a range?
You want me to go check on the head then? Yes?
Yeah, don't get yourself shot.
It should be fine.
They know we're coming now.
Yeah, we have permission.
Yeah.
Let's still take precautions.
Don't go past the gate.
And absolutely not into the town center.
I would never think of doing such a thing.
I hope not.
He turns and just
Oh, no, I'm
heads
thinking
into
about it now.
and heads into the woods. Leaving you on the road, totally alone, no one around you,
Yep.
watching. No, it's
No one.
totally.
Hope you don't need to go pee.
Oh no.
Not that tree.
Oh no, the sacred tree!
Speaking of sacred, I have 6 days left of food.
Mhm.
Huh.
I thought you had 6 days.
It's the same day. I wanted to double
Yeah.
check.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
you're still good. You haven't had to consume any more.
3 episodes, 2 days.
Yeah.
Our wretched has to track food.
Yes.
Everyone tracks provisions. That's normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where the normal stops.
I'm normal.
Normal.
I'm just a contagious human.
Yeah, leprosy is a bitch.
So the cart.
Yes, Martha starts presuming she's taken over horse duties.
I think that's where
You're
we
busy
left
with
off.
book, and well, we
Yeah.
understand how you feel about horses. So,
Are you looking anything up in Yugman's Guide while you've been riding, specifically?
Just as a bit of character note, I would like to add that she goes back to reflecting on the encounter with the moss lycanthrope. I forget what
The
they were called.
Aetheri.
The Aetheri. And she's just kind of contemplating. This looks nothing like what I pictured. And she leans forward, and Ada, and she kind of presents the book. And next to the description of this creature, in the margins, is this little drawing of what of what she maybe imagined, and it essentially amounts to a carrot with stick figure legs. And she's like, just really didn't expect something like this. I envisioned, if you see this description here, it looks, I thought it might look something a bit more vegetative.
You thought it was gonna look like a radish? What about, even
Makes sense.
mandrakes have, like, feet?
Exactly. It's got a sort of like a mandrake, a were mandrake. Just so strange. It kind of
Just
just
a
goes.
man. Just a man. Great. You're really quite terrible at drawing, you know that?
I read words more than draw pictures.
Yeah,
So
you
I
shouldn't
can
show that to
focus.
anyone, though, really.
Sort of just kind of and leans back into the back of the cart and just goes
No,
back
but, like,
to
are there
reading.
other drawings, though? Because you've already shown me
Don't
now.
worry about it. I don't really have any more. No. Perhaps it's best if we simply just focus on our task. Yeah.
Am I allowed to draw in this?
No.
Well, you drew in it.
It's my copy. It's very precious to me.
Well, you can't draw in my book either, and she just spurs the horses forward.
Should I have a book?
You may get a diary or something. It's
Book of poems.
think about your feelings. It keeps track of your thoughts.
Write down your memories.
Over the next maybe half hour, you ride along it's a tight path, but it is a path that has ruts in it.
Mm.
The wagon has a place to roll through. There seems to have been travel through this area. The denseness of the foliage is actually pushed back. There is higher grass, but for the most part, the trees and the stranglethorns and the brambles and vines, they I'd say maybe like a 25-foot wide path has been cut through this forest. It almost feels as though it's a tunnel in a cavern system. But where rock would be now is ancient oaks and hanging vines and creeper bush and unsavory plant life that you wouldn't want to test its preference for nourishment. Or at least those of you with active pumping hearts. Anyway.
You can't use me as a poison tester.
Oh.
Or me either. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose not.
Well, we
That
could,
way.
but results may vary.
Sorry, I got a book that tells me everything. I know what all of these plants are.
So after about 30 minutes, you see a clearing open up. Sunlight, pure sunlight, not filtered through trees, but pure sunlight is visible as a swath has been cut. A meadow opens up. Something that looks to be maybe 50 yards across by 50 yards across. Sort of circular, but it has a bit of a intent to it. As you can see, war tents have been set up in certain places. You can see a few caravan wagons off to another side. They're not all uniform. There is a cluster, though, that Admatha recognizes immediately.
Is it quite illuminated, even in the sun?
It's from home.
Do they gleam?
They
In
do
the sun?
gleam. They do gleam. You recognize. Actually, make a quick history test. Make a history test.
Oh.
Do you need to use 14?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
What'd you get?
Yeah, I rolled a 7, I have a +4.
Okay, yeah, roll again.
With a different one today. A different one. Oh, look, a unicorn die. Yeah. Yes, okay.
Good child.
17. You are chosen today. You are
Okay.
the lucky math rock. Tell me your secrets. I've earned them with my rock.
I'm trying to look up the specific information. You killed me here.
Don't
You
worry, I'll bring you
see.
back. Gonna definitely kill me again.
You see the banners that show they are from the the Legion Door. D''OR. Gold Legion. You know the Gold Legion to be more of the forward-facing members of the Gleaming Valley military. They tend to be the ones that set up diplomacy. Members of the Gold Legion will arrive and discuss things with whoever they can entreat with. They're also prepared for diplomacy to go awry. So they're still part of the Gleaming Valley military. Hollow Legionnaires definitely being okay with military training and livelihood and wow, I did not. There's a word escaping me. Wow, that's great.
I forgot what the word was for seated earlier. Before I had my energy drink.
Regardless, you can see several tents, and knowing by the number of tents and the roll that you got, you can guess that there is possibly almost a century here. A century being close to 100 soldiers.
For that number of units deployed, is that a normal amount for like a certain scale? Is that larger than normal for a meeting, or is that usually a sign of something of importance because that's a lot of people? Or...
A century is the base unit of deployment. You could send less, but usually that would be something of less import that might be better taken care of by a messenger.
Okay.
Or a small detachment. No. This is it's enough to warrant an official presence that is meant to represent the Gleaming Valley. You can hear the clanging of blades in the distance near those tents as well. You can hear metal striking metal. You also see several caravans that look to be a little bit more... They look to be merchants. They carry signposts on them that that show common symbols for textiles or spices. Up ahead, beyond this outcrop, beyond this field to your right, you can see a gate. When I say it's a gate, I mean it is a wall of forest. It's the forest immediately becomes so dense you cannot see through it, and the road that you are traveling upon is blocked by stacks of horizontal logs, lashed between them many vines. And for a moment, it looks like a massive deadfall happened here. Trees just collapsed on top of each other, but as you're looking closer, you can see that there's more to this tree, this deadfall pile, than what you would get at first glance. You can see, well, let's see how much you can see. Make perception tests as you walk up to this massive natural barrier. Natural barrier. Haha.
6.
6.
Agree.
Did we get matching?
It
13?
brown
Oh,
and
8
green.
total.
Oh.
Don't sell yourself short.
Okay.
It brown and green.
Mm.
All right.
Better than my rolls as Nikia.
That was when you rolled the 3, I think.
Mm.
I rolled a 1 and ended up being like a
A
6.
yeah, that's-
because I had
Decent wisdom.
and proficiency,
Yep.
and it was green and ended up being Hydra.
Well, it was green. And so was
You
everything
weren't-
it vomited out, and the people turned green when they got vomited on. So honestly, I think really across the board, aces. I had 13.
13.
Yeah.
8.
8. It brown and green.
Brown, green.
Green brown.
Well,
And
tree.
Martha.
It's called olive.
And Martha notices some
What's an olive?
perfectly perpendicular level branches at certain points
Well, that's not natural.
in the tree line. They seem almost reminiscent of they're so well camouflaged you can't see, but it looks like the base of hunting stands.
Is it like crenellations in a fortress?
They're so well camouflaged that's the best your brain can make of it. Is that it's like crenellations, but it looks like natural trees. It's just that certain spots, that's a very long, very flat, very perfect line in this tree line that is perpendicular to the trees around it. That is not natural. And you pick out like 4, 2 on each side of this massive deadfall of trees, which you notice the massive deadfall of trees, each vine moves up into the branches and loops over strong horizontal limbs.
Oh. Oh, look, windows. Just like
Windows?
really obnoxiously pointing to the. There. It's really, really ingeniously made, except for the fact that straight lines don't happen in nature. That's not very natural at all. Honestly, design-wise, you should probably have broken that up a bit, but it's still very interesting. See?
You talking shit on wood elf architecture? I love it. No, I love
I'm
it.
making your job interesting. But she's pointing it out to her friend.
There's a moment where as the cart comes to a halt at this fork between the field and the gate, you hear in the back, "Oh, all right, down you go. All right, and ho!" And you hear a little and trotting around the side of the cart, holding on to Door's back, is the elderly Dradoki with his cane under his arm, riding the dwarf hound as it walks up next to you, and he's still on the dwarf hound. He's only coming up to Kleek's shoulder, and he just looks up and he says, I see that there's merchants over there, and they may have information about what's going on in the region. I am going to go take a look."
Oh, we actually have some things we could use if you're going to be talking to the merchants anyway in the back of the cart. Do you think that they would buy them?
More than likely, if you wish, I could see what they'll take for them.
Well, I don't want to do it, so if you'll do it, that'd be even better.
If you trust me to do it, I will do it for you.
Samira, is this the T word came out again? I'm checking with you. Because last time I trusted it and it tried to kill me, and I thought we were going to have a really wonderful dinner together. So, what's your thoughts?
I think in this instance we're fine. And frankly, they might give us a really good deal just to get him to stop talking.
Oh, yeah! Okay, alright.
Keep that between us.
we're talking quietly.
We're
aren't we?
whispering. We're
We're
stage whispering. So the mics
I
pick it
had to
up.
really specify because Martha probably struggles with the concept of whispering still while
Why,
making direct eye contact.
Yeah. It's a work in progress. We're getting better every day.
So she whispers, but there's still that direct stare. Okay, she said yes.
I'm the only one here that has to worry about their blood pressure.
Have you ever lost me in a ball?
Oh my god.
You need child leashes.
It's like that scene in what's that movie? Where the mom forgets her son, Home Alone, and she's like panic screaming, running through the airport. It's that, but at the mall.
Yeah.
Trying to find
Well,
it.
chat, you have a meme to make.
So he holds out his hand, waiting for you to give him the. What is
I don't know who was keeping it. I guess we can just say I was holding on to them, so I'll
Yeah, you
take the
probably hold the money.
sapphires.
The sapphires.
I presume those are probably the only things that we have that we wanted to purchase.
That was
Yeah.
basically the cluster of tradable goods
Yeah.
that
So-
you got. Because I rolled for a bunch of treasure,
Yeah,
and you
we
got
got-
some potions, and magic item, and some tradable goods.
We'll keep the magic items and potions, of course, but
Yeah.
the sapphires and any other miscellany.
He takes. Oh, I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you.
He kind of squeezes his knees, and you just hear Door just go, just turns and trots in the direction, and you can hear the clacking of the sapphires as Dradoki is running a finger through them, taking one out, looking at it in the sun. He rides off in the direction of the merchants.
Heat aggression so powerful right now.
What did you roll on perception?
6.
6. I didn't go inside.
Jeez, fuck.
Whoa!
Klieg almost grabs the sword out, like... sorry.
It's okay. Didn't go inside. Right here.
Good.
Fairly sure I would have been perforated if I had tried. As he looks up to the tree line.
By falling acorns, or... Oh, no, the arrows. Got it. You ever been here before?
Not here specifically. I mostly spent time in the Ganges. This is different. Ganges, they can be very territorial. Here, there,
Territorial?
Trespassers will be killed on sight. Kind of brings it all into one sentence. And I have a feeling these are the nice ones.
It's weird they're not letting even the Legion in. Like, we all are camping on the lawn. Kind of gestures over towards where the military tents have popped up.
Oh, I assume they're very picky about who can come into town. I guess. It's a lot of people, though.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're here for. I'm kind of curious. And we can't go inside, so I guess we just gotta hang out outside. And
Would Samira recognize the banners of the Gleaming Valley?
Maybe from Yugman's.
I'm just wondering from either Yugman's or just given that Ada is in her company.
You
and
know what?
She may have been given information.
You recognize at least the style. They if I were to give a our world historical analog, it would be Rome. They are very much they march as the Roman legion marched. They don't have many horses. They just have horses to pull their carts and maybe a commander or a small unit of cavalry. They're mostly just sturdy infantry with support staff.
Oh no, did I fuck something up?
No, you didn't.
You sure I didn't fuck it up?
I did.
Fuck.
Fuck. Rat fuck. That's right.
Fuck.
And we
Anyway.
added fuzzy fuck to our group too.
The balance, yay!
Oh, yes.
When we use them,
I
ghost
want
economy.
yeah, I want to let you know it's not a
Curse.
back and forth kind of a thing where they use some, I use some. It's a they use it and the fate side ticks up. As fate goes up, things can go wrong. So, be mindful.
You're fueling plot.
Yeah,
We are blessed
that's
and
that's the best way to think about it. You fuel the plot.
cursed.
All right. So you before you have this massive gate, and to your right you have this field with tents, and Jodoki has gone off into that direction to talk to the merchants. If you want, I can roll to see how well he does on selling your stuff.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so while I check and figure that out, you can decide which direction you're going to be going.
Yeah. Samira gestures kind of to the tents that Ada was just referencing. And says, Ada, are they not from the Gleaming Valley?
Yeah, which is why I think the commentary earlier with our welcoming was horribly racist in retrospect.
Yes. Well,
Yeah, but usually they're sent when there's something to be negotiated or discussed, which conversations probably would go better if you were allowed inside. I don't know why they're out here.
it is very strange. The defenses seem, well, in very good condition, is the way I could describe that. If you would like, we could go over, maybe speak to some people. I feel they'd be more comfortable in the presence of one of their own, perhaps. We could figure out maybe their side of things, get more information on gestures to the wall. Well,
We could go there before going inside. It seems like Jodoki wanted to go in there anyway.
I feel like information would behoove us.
And Trudoki will talk to the merchants, and then they'll get really tired of Trudoki, and then by comparison, when we want to talk to them, we'll seem really good. That's not how this interaction
Not
goes.
necessarily always, no. They might not want to talk to us at all, but I suppose we will just have to see what happens. They might be in a good mood. Who knows?
So, should we leave the cart? Let's find a spot to put the cart, or do you want to bring the cart with us? We would go faster if we go on up. But, you want me to?
Do we still have Gran?
Well, Gran needs to sleep in between. She's currently in my sack.
Okay, so we can't necessarily leave her behind to...
Well, she's in a sack. I'll just wear the sack.
I just meant to guard the caravan. As an option, I figured
Oh.
people might not want to get too
I
close.
think the caravan's under well enough guard. As I look up towards Jahari was talking before, I
From
honestly don't
outside.
think anything would get here that had malicious intent.
You bring up an excellent point.
We leave it here. We go talk to a few people, see what we can find out before going in, and then maybe at that point Jodoki will actually, want to go in.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Go kill some time.
Alright.
the only thing we're allowed to kill while we're here.
Jahari, you want to come with us?
If you don't mind, I've actually been running on ahead a lot. I'd like to sit down. So, if I'll watch the card.
Well, there you go, Samira.
Well, there you are. You can take a cat nap then. Samira looks all smug at herself with that very funny joke. Her strong wit.
I'll let it slide this time, but inappropriate.
It's like what you can't do this. You
Oh,
can't.
no, you
you
can't.
can't.
No.
You can't.
I've learned one thing in my 5 years of being here is that
Or-
when we go in, you can't do this.
Yeah, it's not. No, not that.
No.
You have to offer one hand with like a claw finger so you can sniff it first, and then you can pet.
He goes over to the back and picks up a jug, though. and just goes to the front, sits down on the driver's seat of your cart, and after you've unloaded what you need for your walking, he just kind of pulls the horse in the direction of the encampment. It looks like he's heading off into the field a little bit off to one side where there's some open space for him to just kind of park the cart in some shade. And Jahari will be throwing his feet up on the bench and sipping lazily from that jug that he has pulled out of the storage with your stuff.
It never ends. It's probably filled with maize.
So there is some merchants set up. They have what looks to be it's travel stalls. Like we're obviously not in a town. We're not set up for a long time, but business is business. So they have some stuff kind of out. They have the covers of their wagons pulled back, and their goods are kind of propped up. If you've ever seen fruit boxes that have been propped up with a couple of sticks from behind, so they're just slightly angled to show off what they are. There's a small. So if you want any specific provisions or items or things like that you would like to try and pick up and look for to equip yourselves with before heading out any further, this is a place for that. And you can see those tents off in the distance. And now that you're getting a little bit closer into the field, you can see that the clanging of metal, or you can see where that sound was coming from. And standing in a wide circle are cross-armed legionnaires in proper sentry armor, staring at a pair of hollow legionnaires in the center, each with a gladius and an extended buckler, and they are mid-duel, it looks like.
Sounds fun.
You seem to have mixed feelings about it.
Not necessarily my first choice, if I can avoid it.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
The shield that we picked up before, did it look like they carry similar? Or was it, like how you could tell it's between personal use and military issue?
The Gleaming Valley, it's pretty much all military issue, the way the Gleaming Valley operates.
Yeah.
It's if it came from the Gleaming Valley, the likelihood that it left the Gleaming Valley is that it left with a military unit of some kind.
Yeah.
Hollow Legionnaires aren't known for exploring far and wide.
Fair enough. Probably be in poor taste to sell them back the shield.
We might be able to find out where it's from. More of a story of it.
Where they were headed.
Well, at the very least, we can... Well, I guess world-wise, I don't necessarily know. So in a normal historical setting, there's a hierarchy in social standing. Can you just walk up? Who would you approach within...
Unless you could pick out some kind of, leader or something like that, you would just approach.
Okay. I didn't know... Okay.
There's no, specific... You're not part of the military yourself.
Yeah.
Not all Hollow Legionnaires have to be part of the military. It happens to be something that they fall into very easily, seeing as that where their souls come from.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that you have to... You're not part of the military, so you don't have to report. You can just go up and talk to people. They'll respond to you appropriately.
So, Samir, which one do you think we should say hello to first? Because usually you're a little bit better at this than me.
Samira will kind of scan the crowd. Is there anyone kind of along the fringes of the circle that maybe looks less at full attention to the combat?
Not paying as much attention. Okay. Yeah. Make a perception test.
Oh no. Those have been such poopy rolls all night.
No, get it all out now.
Right?
It's
Oh, okay, it's not a 1, thank God. Well, it's a 10. That's, we're climbing. Slowly.
ramping it up.
Yeah.
It's cumulative.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you get?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're starting to walk up, you can see that in the center is a pair, but there's also several other. You're starting to notice that there are other small duels happening in the area, and this loose circle extends out pretty wide.
Okay. I guess I'll just effectively pick someone near the edge of the loose, the edge, we'll say, of the circle, and just kind of approach them, kind of making sure specifically to keep Ada in line, just to
You couldn't hide me.
Well, no, just to ease the sense of comfort that the other may feel in the presence of another legionnaire, and just kind of walk up. Hail!
The
Had to do it.
the soldier standing on the edge, he's wearing a breastplate, a cuirass with a battle skirt, leather battle skirt that most of them seem to be wearing, something along those lines. Some a little bit heavier. They have maybe pauldrons that hang down, vambraces, greaves, but they all seem to be based around the same set of armor. As you walk up and you let out your hail, he turns, and you can see he's got a very ye old high and tight. It's shaved very close in the back, just a patch of hair in front with just a little bit hanging down just over the hairline. As he turns, you can see that one eye is a gleaming white. The other is it looks as though the ectoplasmic form of the Hollow Legionnaire had been torn away by some claw. As he turns and looks at you, stern jaw, and a nose that's seen many breaks, turns and glares at Samira. Hail yourself! Who approaches?
Oh, hello, I am Samira from Hollowfaust, and this companion here is my friend Ada and Play.
What brings you here?
Oh, errand business, you might say.
Errands.
We have a friend we're escorting, see.
Quartermaster's over there. Just looks at Martha up and down.
They said I could stay with you guys at night.
Is that right, Silver? Hold on. Turns, just lets out a quick sharp whistle, and from the pair, a couple of one pair amongst the dueling groups stops, and a woman with a Hollow Legionnaire woman with just blackened hair, like it looks like a wisping smoke that goes down just below the ear, turns, looks at the three of you, and looks back to her opponent, points the blade, turns, sheaths her sword, and starts walking towards you, pushing people out of the way as she goes. Everyone else is slowly stopping.
Oh no.
And as she
Not
gets
to
at
the
you...
death?
Hmm?
Plague is confused.
Oh.
As she finally gets close to you, she stops for a second, has this moment of deep breath, turns, and just says, "Just because I stop doesn't mean you stop. Get back to it." They all jump to attention for a second and then get back into their dueling, blades blocked along bucklers, along vambraces, and Gladius is parrying as they tussle back and forth. The other soldiers resume their practice, and as she turns, she smiles. Welcome to our encampment. I'm Centurion Ravana, and these are my soldiers, most of them. What brings you over to our encampment? Turns to the one that you introduced yourself to. Sergeant at ease, go. Make sure the privates are at least sticking to form. He just looks at the three of you and just, nah. Yes, ma'am. Turns and walks. And starts shouting at somebody else who's training.
So it's for sport. But there's no death. Cleeg's just watching them fight, like...
Ravana looks Cleeg up and down. What can I do for you? What brings you here?
Oh, well, they said we can't go inside. No, well, we Samir.
We're merely making conversation on our way through town. We saw your camp here, and as my friend Admantha here is also from the Gleaming Valley, I thought we might simply come to say hello.
I wonder if you also ran into the things from Glivid?
No, I
did it wrong. Oh.
I'm at a bit of a disadvantage right now.
I did it out of order again. Hi, I'm Admatha.
Admatha looks you up and down. Silverspire?
Yeah.
Good. It's a pleasure to meet you. And who's your traveling companion?
I am Samira, and she gestures towards Clay. Introduce yourself.
Cleeg.
Oh,
Oh no, not mine. No. I'm flattered though.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry. We've been traveling quite a bit, and I want to roll something. Oh Jesus!
Such a promising response from a GM.
I'm concerned.
I'm sorry. That I'm sorry. You. Is it a leprosy of some? I took you for a servant. I am very sorry.
I get that a lot. It's fine.
Okay. Good. It's and good that you're. Is it contagious?
No.
Okay. I apologize.
I think so. It's not contagious. No, it's not contagious.
Samira is still very beautiful.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Again, apologies. But Admatha, as you said. Why do you? What things of Glivid do you speak of? Did you run afoul of one of their patrols?
An entire fist. Cleeg, you. What were they prepared for? You said.
High-level funerary.
What you?
There is a small regiment, and up towards the Ganges.
Up towards the Ganges? That
Yeah.
far? Oh. We had heard that they had marched in patrols, and we've always been on guard in the valley. But as far as the Ganges now,
Very decorative. More presentation.
Well, we've.
However, currently no more.
well, I'm glad we're trying to reach out to the Broadreach clans then.
we kind of thought maybe you'd run into them because we found a shield from the Gleaming Valley in the possessions that we took off of them.
Wait, you found a shield. Let me see it.
Oh, am I allowed to touch that one? Because the coin I'm not allowed to touch anymore.
Yes, the shield is fine, as far as I'm aware.
Would you be okay? It's in our wagon. It also came with a trinket that is foul.
Well,
We don't carry it around. It's
I
dangerous.
I can look at the trinket for you if you want. I'm more concerned about the shield. Please show me.
Okay.
I guess I'll just run back, make it easy. Samira will just nod and head
Here's
back
an
to
easy way. One of you brought it anyway. You knew we were heading over in this direction. One of you brought it anyway.
Yeah, cool. It was
All
a
right.
really rad backpack with us. Thank God.
It's
And
a
you have a
shield.
sack full-
It's got a
I
strap
know.
on it. Maybe the fighter carried the shield. It feels kind of
Yeah. I now
okay.
carry 2 element turtle.
Oh my God.
It's a valid
It's fine.
technique. Anyway,
Thank you. They made fun of me for it for like 2 entire hours.
Yeah.
And Clay just kind of takes off the shield and hands it over.
she takes it, looks it over. Her piercing eyes just squint intensely at the shield. She flips it over and it's not one of ours. Damn. She hands it back over.
Shouldn't that be good? Then-
Yes and no. We're here to entreat with the clans, yes. But we sent out a few detachments to go speak with other clans, and we haven't heard back from a few of them.
Is that strange?
Yes, normally it is. We're not fully comfortable in the Hornsaw, but we were hoping to entreat with the Horse Clan. But there was a summit, and they said they would talk about it. And this is the 3rd time that we have received that they are still in deliberations.
Are they lying?
No, I
Oh,
believe they are.
Just a really long event.
I don't know if they're taking us seriously enough. We are, as you can see, we're still outside the gates. We've been here for a good 2 weeks now, and
Is that how long your regiments have been gone?
we sent them off after a week, knowing that our entry wouldn't be accepted here. Well, back up that. We sent them out as soon as we heard that we weren't going to be accepted immediately into this clan. We wanted to spread out. We sent a few out to the Reed clan.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't heard anything. No
No,
sign.
no, not hide nor hair of them. They're capable, but we were expected to hear back from them after the first week. That's when we entreated with the clan to see if we would be able to get their aid. The Broadreach scouts are well known. They're not taking us seriously, so I've been discussing with my officers about what to do about it.
if they're not gonna let you in, what? Do you think they're ever gonna let us through?
Question.
Well,
This gate that we've encountered, is this effectively blocking our through path? Is this like the town center, or is this what we were extended an offer to travel through on our way to our destination?
This is part of the Broadreach
Okay, so
horizon.
we're being blocked from moving forward on.
Through the Broadreach horizon. So,
Okay.
You'd have to off-road
hey,
it. to
Yeah, it'd have to
do
be
me a
really-
favor.
Yeah.
Do a history test.
History test. Yugmans, don't let me down. Where are... Oh, I don't have anything in history. Good job, me. I got an 11, and I don't get
But
any
you have
modifiers.
Jesus on your side.
I do have
so-
Jesus, but this isn't about Jesus.
No, I don't suppose they're here.
Yugman mentions the existence of a group. There are clans that are trying to reclaim the Hornsaw Forest to what it was originally.
Okay.
The areas that have been shifted back, or at least reclaimed from the corruption of Mormo, the titan that was disemboweled above the forest during the Divine War, these areas are known as the Broadreach Horizon. They are the safer ways through.
So effectively, this
Hornsaw.
is our way through. Is this?
The safe
Yes,
way
you could
through.
travel through the
I
Hornsaw.
don't want to try.
No.
You know,
We
it's-
might, but I don't want to.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
want
it's
to.
possible.
For the
Yeah.
record, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's fair.
We've been allowed in, she says.
Oh, have you?
Yes,
They just won't
we've
meet with
met
you.
with them. They've
Hmm.
we've entreated with them. We're asking them for aid
Oh.
Aid. What for?
Finding the
to find our
residents.
scouts.
Oh, the scouts. My bad. I thought it was.
Well,
Okay.
the Reed clan, whereabouts would that be? I'm not very familiar.
I need to look at geography quickly. Hold one moment, please.
Hit M. It brings up the map.
He rebounded to another key.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
son
Let me
of a
just
bitch.
pull up the PDF and hit Control FM. See how that does.
All right, Acrobat, you know your job.
That's easy. All right.
In the meantime, Samira can just say, "I believe it's south of here." With
Certainty.
South is, you know what?
confidently incorrect.
Wait, I think
The general direction of sort of south is
Close enough.
not a bad. There it is. I gotta make a note
Yes.
that it's on page 64
The map is page 64.
of the PDF.
Got
Yes.
one for
all right.
myself, too.
Read
In case we need to
clan,
reference it again.
Mm-hmm.
referencing number. You have arrived at the Horse Clan doorstep. Horse. A horse is a horse, of course. There it is. 16 and 20. Whoa, okay. Southeast.
I was close enough. I got one of the two directions correct.
East by southeast.
Close enough.
South was in there. It was in there.
As far as
East,
Samira's
southeast.
concerned, that's right.
Essay. I'm gonna be really confused with
Yeah,
myself later.
on the map it is to the right. South by southeast.
yes, south.
It's a little bit of a way. It's close to 100 miles.
Really far out of our way.
My sense of direction's really kind of terrible. I was trying to figure out if we were passing through there anyway, but on our way to Freeholm.
That's an
Oh.
excellent question.
Bringing him home.
You're heading to Freeholm.
Oh yeah. We agreed to help someone through the forest to bring him there.
Freeholm is almost due south of here.
Oh, south.
Well,
We're on the northern edge of the forest. We're pretty much everything is south of here.
Keep that in mind. That might help me sound better when you're talking about directions. I'll just say south from now on. Well, and more to the point, if we have to travel south anyway, at the very least, we could keep an eye out.
absolutely.
It's not much, but
Do we get a new notification in our J journal? For potential
Yes,
quests?
this
yeah,
is
I
a
pulled up Q and I
Okay.
yeah,
yeah.
I really.
Yeah.
It is.
I wanted to double check because I'm writing them on the left, but I had written that on the right.
That's smart.
All right.
I need to get one of those pens with the multiple ink colors.
Oh,
to
that would
code
be
my notes.
smart. Highlighters are serving me well, though.
If we come across them, we will let you know. How long will you be here?
I am here and my mission still stands that I am to entreat with the clans, and from my information, the Horse Clan is sort of the key to unlocking the door to the rest of the Hornsaw. Broad reach. They don't like it when you refer to it as the Hornsaw. They kind of draw a line between what is and is not.
You erase their efforts, their time.
I'm doing my best to remember that. Not exactly full of understanding of the region, as dangerous as it is.
Map question.
Sure.
Glibid
Mm-hmm.
is on the most southwestern?
Yes, most southwestern.
Okay. Wanted to double check vague direction of what I know of
From where,
Broad Reach.
from where you, survival test.
Oh, good. I'm proficient in that. For a reason.
Make a survival test.
That's a natural 20, so that's a 23.
Okay.
Nice
So
job.
from where you are right now, you know that
Photographic
Glibidatel is about 125 miles southwest of where you are. You know that about 50 miles due west is where the mountains begin. To the north of that is where the Gleaming Valley is, within that mountain range. You know that directly south of you, in perpendicular on the map, would be where the Freeholm, the dwarf village, would be. Because you'd been sent there a few times in the past.
Okay. How far south?
From where you are, about
This is
75 miles south.
75 miles south. Okay. That's not us how I got this information, but Freeholm is about 75 miles south of us?
Yes, that's right. You traveled in the Hornsaw before?
Yeah.
Oh. Looks you up and down. I'm sorry whatever you ran afoul of.
Not as sorry as I am.
Since you're traveling through the forest itself, maybe I could ask a favor of you.
Well, we already offered to help for free, so I suppose favor isn't really the worst thing you could ask for.
Well, I wouldn't ask of you to do something for free. The Reed clan would be out of the way if you were heading to Freeholm. I would pay you for your diversion.
In money, or?
Yes. Yes. Monetary
Yeah, well,
support, yes.
it's
There
just,
are many different types of monetary support. I understand the confusion.
well, no, it's just,
I would pay you in gold.
I just thought another favor could be more useful. Maybe you knew someone who could look at our cursed coin.
Cursed
Did
coin?
We left that in the clearing, didn't we? I know Dradoki was doing his thing, but we never talked to him about it.
Yeah,
Did he eat it?
he ate it.
We don't have it with us.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, I thought
Tradoki
he
would
was
have to
about it.
talk about it.
Yes.
Ugh.
The fist from Glividatel near the Ganges was carrying a cursed coin as a gift for their neighbors, and we all know how much they like their neighbors.
It had a note and a handsome little face on it.
I only
and...
hope that you buried it.
I don't think that we had the full sight.
Tradoki took it away from me. What? Before I could learn about it, do you know what it is?
You described the
Coin
coin?
with the face of a man.
Yeah, he has got a goatee.
Oh, did Clee got to look at it, right?
Yeah, Klee got to see it. Klee's the one that ripped it out of Ada's hand to throw it
This.
across.
The Grey Messiah.
Yes.
The Grey Messiah written on it, because I was able to read it.
With a
Yeah.
note that said a gift for
But,
our neighbors. And it was the skull with crossed sides, I think above it, an hourglass in its mouth on one side, and a man's face with a regal nose, pointed goatee, and slicked hair that said the Grey Messiah in Dunan.
Mm-hmm.
I read in a note that said a gift for our neighbors.
Yeah, so
That's
we're
one
trying to
house.
figure out
Housewarming party.
who that is.
It was not the correct
You
emperor.
recognized it as
Oh.
a silver script.
Silver script.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know who was on it? No, you said it was new circulated.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
newly minted.
it newly minted, but it was the size and similar format of a silver script. The thing is, silver scripts usually have somebody else's face on them.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the Grey Messiah's face on it was the part that made you go like, that's weird, that doesn't look like that, but it looked like a silver coin that would probably be traded with.
It was a silver script from Glividatel.
Oh. Glividatel is as you know, the Gleaming Valley and Glividatel have had its difficulties in the past. So, the likelihood that it was something to... I'm glad whatever it is gone. And I would not like to know.
Have you ever heard of a Grey Messiah? What was written on the coin?
I heard you. I have intelligence officers. They tell me things. I find it interesting when somebody I don't know, traveling in a strange group, starts mentioning things that my intelligence officers have told me, and that they're rather unique. Grey Messiah is... his name is Lucian Dane.
My stomach just growled at the name.
I heard that.
Shut up!
It
You can't be
knows
hungry
something. What
as
do you
well
know?
as thirsty.
He seems to be a man of many talents in Glividatel.
Have I heard that name? Has anyone vented
Yeah.
about it before?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Taste that lore, gobble gobble.
You know who has said very unsavory things about them.
Okay.
Mostly frustration.
Hmm.
They had a team. Yeah. GM's got to talk to players.
Mm.
So,
Anyone watching Kleeg's face when the Centurion Ravana says the name, there's just an eye twitch of the blind eye. Oh.
turning back to Admatha, I'm willing to pay 50 gold each of you. you were to divert your travels to go investigate the whereabouts of my units. I would suggest you start heading towards the Reed clan. Last I heard, Sergeant Tilk had been... I want to say I didn't do that. That's in the book. It's spelled T-E-L-K.
What gods does he worship?
Silk on.
Oh no! I'm not gonna spell this right, that's fine. Even though you just did.
Her last name Chubby.
T-E-L-K.
Added an A.
Last name Chubby. It's fine.
Oh, I know the reference. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
Oh, you should fix that.
I know.
Sergeant Tilk was seen last speaking with the Reed clan.
How would you like us to get this information back to you?
If you have a way of getting it to us faster than on foot, we accept any...
Oh. Bird?
Yeah, if you would be able to send your message via messenger bird, I would. We're not leaving here, so they would have to be able to come back to the horse clan, but...
Okay, that's something. We would have to talk to our client, though. Like I said, we're supposed to be escorting them, and...
Oh, by all means. Talk it over with your client, and let me know before you leave if I'm to expect any communications from you. Please.
I'm sorry if our information sharing upset you. It seemed to unsettle you. We just meant to share the information that we came across.
I appreciate it. With some of my soldiers missing, I'm a little on edge, and I may have jumped to conclusions a little early. I apologize. If you're willing to help, you have my gratitude, more than you can understand, especially with the interesting situation the Horse Clan finds themselves in.
What situation might that be?
Oh,
We
I
haven't
mentioned...
exactly been given much information there.
I mentioned the summit that we had. It was supposed to be held with looking up name. One moment. I didn't write these names personally.
Makes me excited.
I mean, if there's more Stargate personnel in these files, I'll be delighted. Just saying. Whoever snuck that the fucking congrats.
We were supposed to have an audience with Jonah.
Holy shit, you did it.
What?
Jonah? No, Jonas. Alright.
Close enough.
No one's banging Jonah.
They copied their homework but changed it a little.
Yeah, don't sue me, Jonah. I get it.
And we have instead met with the steward, Malta. He is not as receptive. We had heard great things, and in our missives with Jonah in the past, it had seemed we would be welcomed. Malta seems a little bit more cautious.
Why the change?
We're not sure.
All I see are eyebrows. Maybe I'm blind, but thankfully I can still see out of one eye.
Still see eyebrows.
Immersion.
Still see eyebrows, yeah.
Method acting.
Yeah.
Damn it! There's a little. There it is. I apologize. There was a lot I had to cram in this section. There's since I didn't personally write this section of the book, I had to learn a lot of different things because there was a lot of possibilities that you could have gone through in this moment. I'm cool with wherever you went, but I needed to make sure what I was going to be looking at.
Oh.
Hey! Uh-oh.
But which way does
Which
it
way
go?
does it go?
Honestly, I'm delighted when it goes to plot.
I'm like, yay, it's a helping number. Oh no, it's not.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
a plot
hey,
number.
good. Good choice.
We can't do too many of those, I want to let you know.
Guess you'll have to start using them, huh?
I know, I don't use those. They
Oh,
build
It's a
up.
Tigger, it's like the churn now.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Even better. I'll learn my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Aha. Da.
Please don't make me learn special effects to make up for Samira to come back from the dead.
I can teach you.
There's
Oh, no.
there's so many ways you could come back from the dead, though, so
Oh,
it would
no.
really affect
You
the
can just
makeup
put
you would
Barry
have to do.
here, and I'll puppet him from behind.
Oh my
that
god.
can be Gran
Right.
Gran. Can we put Gran Gran in the forest? Sorry.
I've been told by Malta that the the leader of the clan is out on emissarial business. I have heard that he's had relationships with her in the past. Regardless, I am not making any headway. So I am forced to seek assistance elsewhere. Something is amiss in this forest.
More so than usual.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not 100% sure.
What makes you feel that way?
I don't travel here often, so I don't know if this is always the way it is here, or if there's something even more amiss than it is already. I would need to talk to somebody who's been here before. But I have a regiment to prepare, a century to prepare, just in case we are forced to move. I appreciate what help you can give me. Please let me know what it is you decide to do. Thank you. She bows and she turns and leaves.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yeah, bring the pain.
Well,
Gently.
you have been Ravana has returned to her duties, overseeing the century of soldiers that she's currently in charge of. Her position being that of Centurion. You have been given a potential avenue of, well, commerce.
Quite a bit, if I understand correctly.
Yeah.
A lot of commerce.
To give you an idea, 1 silver is supposed to be the equivalent. No, 1 copper is the equivalent of 1 day's work. And I keep it a pure 10 system, so 10 copper to a silver, 10 silver to a gold.
Commerce.
1 gold is 100 days of honest labor.
Oh my god, we could go back to the festival and rent out their library. Yeah.
You want to go back to Leone?
Yeah, we'll go back to Leone. We'll
I
rent
wanna
the
try-
library.
From what I know of Leone's library, I really want to go there and see the exhibits.
Pay for that guided tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Examples of everything.
So you stand still in, you remain in the open field where the century of soldiers from the Gold Legion currently practice and train. In the distance, you can see the merchants lined up along one side. See your cart parked up along the other end too. It, like I said, it's only a 50-yard radius area. Honestly, the Legion takes up most of it with their tents. There's probably something to the tune of 750 people in this. And military people stack them up pretty tight on top of each other. But that's still 750 people in a small 50-yard radius.
This is people who don't have to excrete, so the smell.
Yeah, they don't have
only-
latrines.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about bringing food
Mhm.
or as much food, because there are living members of the support staff
Yeah.
and such.
Some of
Support
us
staff.
live.
Oh, we took different parts of that sentence.
You're learning, so I'll let that one slide.
So,
Like the catnap comment.
Yes, it's simply karma.
all right.
Oh.
So this is where you stand. You also got a little bit of information from Ravana.
Alright, well, there's certainly a lot to take in, I suppose. Well, I suppose we should go talk to Dradoki before we move any further. Perhaps inquire as to entering this gestures broadly to the wall's stronghold or so?
Yeah, I mean, also, how are we gonna broach the topic of like, hey, do you want to go the scenic route?
I suppose we'll simply know.
It might be a good story.
It might be a good story.
Good, you can both sell it then, because it sounds like you got an idea on how it'll go.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see how they did with the. I don't know what the
Sack
emotion
fighting.
was.
Just
I think this was
watching the
supposed to
sword
be a
fighting
sack.
and
It's a
training.
sack.
Intrigued.
Sack.
It's
Fine. I was
very.
thinking of coins, but
Thank you.
you know.
As far as style goes, it's
Or
very
fucking
different.
do
You
what they
use
want.
more of a longsword style. There's distancing, there's positioning of the blade in very specific angles to get the perfect shot. This, the way they're fighting, it looks more like wrestling with big knives. There's a thrust, and they block with their hand as though they're deflecting a punch away and then driving forward with their other arm to strike as well, whereas the other knocks it down with their forearm. And it's this back and forth where they're focusing on deflecting with either their forearm or the blade, and they're constantly flowing back and forth between the two of them, throwing punches even occasionally with the left hand, or whatever their dominant hand is.
It looks more like a. I imagine dancing to look like.
That's not what dancing looks like. Like, that's
But they're not killing each other.
Klieg's seen the closest thing Klieg has seen to dancing. Think like royal ballroom style line dancing, but lacking any sexuality.
Ew.
That like we are going to walk in lines. Dun, 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 hand up. Dun, 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 hand
Oh,
down,
Italian
dun, 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 dun.
Renaissance.
But less sexual.
The Borgias would
And
not
more
be pleased.
fascist.
They're not killing each other. They're not dancing. I don't get it. But he starts walking out towards where Chodoki was.
Tridoki is actually you can see him he's got another bag. He's got a small purse that he is currently has his finger. He's just sitting on he's actually currently side saddle on Door's back, but Door is currently flopped on the ground with paws out. So he's more like a small bench.
He's so versatile. I love him.
And you can see that he's sitting there flicking through a small purse in his hands.
While they were walking,
Mhm.
Samira probably took notice of the now glaringly to her obvious differences between Ada and the rest of the Hollow Legionnaire, as she's just noticed that they don't quite look the same.
Mhm.
And as they sort of passed by the crowd of people on their way to Dradoki, she just quietly to herself just kind of took that in and made a note to perhaps broach that subject later, because it was very interesting and doesn't seem to match up with
Make a
Well-
religion test.
what she may have been told at Holocaust. Let's see. Religion is in
Wisdom.
I will accept.
not
Yeah, I
fun.
will accept. Yeah,
Oh.
we'll go with religion.
Oh, yeah, it is
but I get
intelligence.
proficiency, right?
Yes, you do get the
Okay.
plus 2.
So 14.
There you go. The likelihood. Okay. Holofaust helped build the spires for the Hollow Legion. Because the Hollow Legion are the children of the Hollow Knights. Now, the reason why this was a religion test is because the Hollow Knights were the creation of Corian. Personal. Built them himself.
Ah.
They were the soldiers that fought. They were Corian's personal army. They were called the Hollow Knights because they are a suit of knightly armor with nothing inside. But they are not just animated armor. There's a spirit, a soul, possessing that armor. Sound familiar, right? They were gifted the Gleaming Valley as in gratitude by Corian. He found the Gleaming Valley, one of the most untouched as far as Titanic corruption goes, places on Gelspad, and gave that to them as a thank you. And then Corian fucked off like any proper Greco-Roman god does. Here you go. I'm great.
Just sails away.
And just gone. Zeus away! And like just off he goes. So the Hollow Knights are like, yay, we have land. We were created for war. What do you do when you're not war? How do you not war? I don't know. Do you know? The other Hollow Legion, the other Hollow Knight just kind of shrugs. Clank. That kind of moment. So they basically,
Design note. And then they fucked off.
that's the developer of the setting, folks, right
Are
there.
those like your writer's notes? Note to
Yes.
note gods routinely fuck off.
Yes. They fuck off or they fuck on. It's really it's like a light switch.
I
I
was a
see, I
cleric of
see.
Inkili at one point.
There's a lot of fucking on there.
So
I see. We're
Fuck a
learning
whiff.
a lot today.
So the Hollow
Sort of
Knights
fucking.
looked at what not Hollow Knights do. And they're like, that's how you life, right? Okay. Life. Children. That's part of life. Cool. We want children. Do you know how to children? The other Hollow Knight just clank clank.
Well, they're not gods, so they don't do fucking.
Yeah.
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 So So, what they ended up doing, they talked to the people who they thought would best be able to deal with, possessed armor that could raise a family with them. So necromancers, Holofaust. They went to Holofaust. Holofaust was like, "Sure, I would love to talk to you about building towers that can channel ghosts." And the Hollow Knights were, "What? Kids?" They're like, "Yeah, sure, kids." So they built the spires that help draw in the souls to create the Hollow Legionnaires. So during your days at Holofaust, you definitely learned about the Hollow Legionnaires and how there's different spires, each one doing a different thing. You're not 100% sure on what's what, and you could probably look it up in Yugman's, or you could bug Edmatha for it. But you at least know that there's differences. And it has something to do with spires.
Okay.
Not 100% on the rest.
I sort of figured she might, if not directly encountered one, has read or seen art of
Absolutely.
what they look like, and it's only now in seeing Edmatha against others that she's now picking up on a few extra details that were unaccounted for. We don't necessarily have to go into this.
You personally met several Hollow Legionnaires when you were performing your clerical duties at the Temple of Hadrada in Holofaust.
Okay.
Foreigners would come in, and sometimes Hollow Legionnaires would be with them, and they would attend temple services.
Suffice to say, she's made a note. Something seems different.
Exposition.
Put my finger on it.
Don't touch me.
Mental finger, not real finger. Brain finger.
As somebody with vicious mockery, careful how you put that. So Tradoki's sitting there on the back of the very large hound, counting something inside a pouch.
How went the expedienture? Is that the word I want? How went the expedienture, friend? Kind of speaks as they approach.
Opens it up. Oh, very well, actually. Here you go! And just kind of tosses it to you.
Oh, I open it up, look inside. How are we looking?
It's gold.
Hell yeah, it's
plus
gold.
2 gold?
+3.
Oh, that's a lot of gold.
+3 to your resources stat. What's your resources stat at
We're
right
at
now?
+2.
Oh, no.
Oh, 14.
14?
Mhm.
So add 3 to it. That takes you up to 17, which is a +3.
We're moving on up in the modifier camp.
I think, yeah. 17 is a +3.
Yeah, 16
has
is
to be.
+3, 17 is +3. It's when you get to 18.
18
it's
is a +4.
Oh.
20 is the +5. Yep. So yeah. You're actually very well off right now. You just... And, of course, my services. He just kind of puts a smaller pouch into his robes.
I mean, we have enough here, so yeah, absolutely.
Well, do you guys need to buy any more food? How much food do you need?
Solid question.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll handle it.
You forget to eat sometimes. I see you with the book in the morning, and I just assumed,
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes. Don't worry.
Well, we're only about 75 miles from Free Home. Do you need to stop anywhere on the way?
Well, I was hoping to walk around Horse Clan a little bit. See how things have changed. It's been many years since I've been in this area.
Do you know many people here?
I may try to look up a friend, if I could. Yes.
We haven't quite made it past that great big wall yet.
Oh, it's a gate.
Yeah.
Is it?
I see
Yes.
the windows.
But it,
Remember the windows? I pointed them out
Windows.
to you. What?
What are you talking about, windows?
For murder.
murder.
Murder Oh! Yeah, those are the watchtowers.
Yeah.
Murder window, watchtower. I could see where you would make the mistake. Do you have problems with words normally?
I've only been here for 5 years. Please give me a break.
You're so precious.
I fucking love this character.
Oh,
I duly noted. So, if you would like to join me, I would maybe show you around, and then I'll go and see to my friends, and you can take a look around Horse Clan on your own.
Well, don't we need someone to invite us in?
Ah,
well, that's what he might do for us.
I'll see to us getting through the front door. I have a way of getting into places.
This way you're known?
Oh,
Oh.
well, in my younger days, maybe. As he hops down off the back of door.
Well, we now know two people inside. We know 2 people now from Horse Clan.
We know of them. We don't
Two?
actually
What?
know them.
2, who do you know?
Okay, so you seem to be really sticky about saying knowing
Uh-oh.
of. But we know someone named Jonas and we know someone named Malta.
Hold on 1 second, folks.
Oh, we are.
Oh, we are frozen.
And you're back.
We are unfrozen.
That was a PC side problem. Got it.
Yeah.
All fixed.
So,
Back to where you were.
we know of a Jonah and we know of a Malta.
Jonah. That's Jonah and Malta. Why do you know of them?
We were speaking to the Centurion Ravana of the
Oh.
Live to Tell Hollow Legionnaires.
No!
No,
No!
just Live to Tell.
Ish.
Why did I say Gleaming Valley? Gleaming Valley. Word slip. Gleaming Valley. We learned a lot of words today.
You can't say this. And
I
you
am
can't
also
say
not good
this.
with words.
So you're hearing rumors then?
Rumors.
Well, if you're hearing gossip about the clan elder and her estranged husband,
Strange husband.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
We were told
Well-
Malta was a steward.
But that there was a relationship. Now I know what the relationship
steward,
is.
I suppose so.
a steward then, huh?
Yes, we were told Jonah was on emissary business and not at the summit.
Well, when the elders aren't present, a steward is elected. Queer that they chose Malta.
Is she a terrible person?
Jonah?
No, you said it's strange that they would choose Malta, so I just assumed she
Malta's
was a
her
terrible
husband.
person. Oh, sorry. We rearrange it a little
Malta's
bit.
been known to be, how should I put this? Isolationist in how they feel the forest should handle things.
Looks back to camp.
I've heard that he has talked with the Hornsaw Rangers before.
That seems evident by their presence earlier.
Make it make a history test.
Well, they're all the same. It's fine.
Advantage
Oh.
on a history test.
All of us? Just
Well, good,
Yeah,
because
just-
one was a
just
nat
clean.
20 and one
Okay,
was
I
a
didn't realize you were
2,
looking
so
at
that's a 19.
Ooh! That advantage.
Nat 20! 19.
I'm intelligent.
But you work against
I'm
yourself.
intelligente.
coming in strong on this
Intelligente.
one.
I learned from someone who calls themselves Ronaldo.
Hornsaw Rangers. They're not part of the clans. They're a separate group. They are very selective about who can become one. AKA, they're elf racists.
They're elves.
Only elves can be in the Hornsaw Rangers.
I can become a ranger.
2. They're known as Hornsaw
You
Rangers
specified
because
using
of their
elves.
preferred pets, and mounts. They're known for riding and domesticating and training hornsaw unicorns. Yes. Hornsaw Ranger is a type of Beastmaster Ranger.
You could play them,
What am I
right?
writing?
There might be rules for them somewhere. 2, they're also known, because you rolled an nat 20, for being a little fucking insane.
I love that.
Not because they enjoy the company of carnivorous chainsaw-wielding unicorns. Yes, that's a sentence I said. I didn't stutter. Hornsaw unicorns have serrated blades for their horns, by the way. I just like to imagine them as like, you know,
Full on chainsaw man.
full on chainsaw
Yeah.
horse.
There you go.
Chainsaw Horseman.
Oh no, that's a DVR account somewhere.
Oh no.
Isn't there art of no?
Anyway.
Mhm.
Dark timeline.
But Youngman's Guide to Gelspot has the Hornsaw Sentinel
I knew I saw it.
Oh,
somewhere.
Yugman's
subclass.
coming through again, man.
Yeah.
Hero.
Youngman's.
Yugman is my hero.
One of the
Cleric
Youngman's
of
guides.
Yugman.
There's 6 volumes. Yeah, they're insane because they protect the Hornsaw Forest. They protect, and I will repeat that, the Hornsaw Forest. They have been known to protect the forest for what it is. They have been corrupted into thinking that the Hornsaw is the way the Hornsaw is, and that it's just the way of things now. Deal with it. Protect the forest.
Oh, not trying to restore it. It's like, this is how it is now. Oh.
Just
Oh.
as gods intended.
When Jordoki says the Hornsaw Rangers, you just kind of see a shudder go down Klieg for a moment.
Hornsaw. I apologize. Horns. I said horns. He says Hornsaw Rangers. You know them as the Hornsaw Sentinels.
Oh.
And hey, Samira, you can check that link in chat. You can go get all collected volumes of, of Youngman's Guide.
Will be our feed.
But
Gonna
yes,
open that in a tab for later. Oh.
The Hornsaw Sentinels.
yes, the Sentinels, correct.
The ones that ride the terrifying serrated bladed unicorns.
Oh, so you're familiar with the Hornsaw Sentinels?
Unfortunately.
They do what exactly? They ride those? Horrid
Yes.
creature. Fascinating. Stares off into space, kind of taking that in.
From what I recall, they don't even saddle them. They just stand on the backs of them and are able to keep their perches.
That seems like a really inefficient way to ride a horse.
I wouldn't tell them that. But yeah, there's rumors that he has had meetings with them.
Meetings doesn't mean you agree with it, right?
Not necessarily, no.
But it can set forward a bad precedent for your reputation.
The Sentinels, the Hornsaw Sentinels, don't wish for the Broadreach to be the Broadreach. They like it how it is.
I don't know if I'd say they like it how it is.
They accept it for what it is. They don't wish to
Too
change
true.
it.
Too true. Well, if he's in charge right now, we would have to wait to find out when Jonah returns to see what's actually going on. Regardless, we could find out more if we went in and walked about Equus.
So I take it you're not in a rush to get to Freeholm?
No. Oh, I anticipated that it would be a bit of a travel, and why pass up the opportunity to not learn more stories and maybe turn them into a best-selling novel at some point.
Oh, I'm glad you say as much. As it turns out, in the future, we might have an opportunity for a story that came our way. We can talk perhaps after we explore.
Oh, maybe I can
add.
add it to the manuscript I'm working on right now. One night in Horse Clan Village.
Brilliant. Talk about it.
It'll probably be more
bit.
than one night, and definitely not in this village.
That doesn't flow, really.
Well, you already explained to you I
Would
don't
you
have a
be-
good relationship with words.
Would you be against stopping at the Reed clan?
That is quite a ways away, and if I remember, a bit of a diversion from the direction to Freeholm.
It is a bit, but if you're not in a rush, perhaps, and always in search of a good tale.
And some gold.
How about this?
Does that work? Didn't work.
We go into Equus. I see if I can drop in on a friend of mine. Maybe. If you are intent on going to... Why are you going to want to go to the Reed clan? No, it's just...
Missing legionnaires.
Ah.
And since Jonah isn't here to talk with them, and they're still waiting, and they can't go to look for
Wait for
them.
Jonah. Also end up helping your compatriots, your countrymen. Yes, yeah. Let's head into Equus. I'll drop in on a friend of mine. You have a chance to walk about the town, get to know the place. It is the most welcoming village in all of the Broad Reach.
Really?
Is it the only village? Meta asking. Just it's
Oh,
welcoming.
no.
That's the way that was worded. I'm like, it's the most welcoming.
have-
Is it the only one?
No. He's not technically like playing one of those games.
Okay.
Hold on. What was that page? 64?
64.
There's 26
No.
villages.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
Wait a moment.
There's
Screams and weep.
26 villages.
Oh, okay.
Or at least you know of from the book.
That makes sense.
So, it is there's might find a map.
Yeah, Jari wouldn't mind a map, I bet. Might make their life easier. And while we were able to find from the wagon some provisions, there are some other things we could probably pick up while we're here.
I'm sure we could find something. Swapping out weapons, upgrade our gear.
Very good then. Hops up, stands up, turns around. Door. Do me a favor and go keep an eye on Jahari. And by keep an eye on Jahari, I mean keep an eye on her things while Jahari sleeps.
Reserve door.
Gets up, and does that like big dog thumping walk off in the direction of your cart. As Futoki turns around, follow me, and starts walking. From within his robes, he pulls out a short walking stick that's just long enough for him to touch the ground with his hand. It's a gnarled, almost shillelagh-like looking walking stick.
So will you introduce us to your friend?
No, I will not.
Rude.
You're a private person. You must understand that. It's also been quite a few years, and last time we spoke, it's just after a very large engagement during the Divine War. I don't know if he wants to speak to me specifically.
Well, if you require assistance in a fight.
Oh no, I doubt it will come to blows. I doubt. Highly doubt.
Well, you know.
Almost completely confident.
Good enough for me. And Cleek just tugs the hood closer while getting closer to the gate.
As he walks over, the four of you approach the gate. He boldly is striding. Gets within 20 feet of it, still boldly striding. Do you guys follow up right behind him?
He seems like he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah,
His mouth is prone to parroting.
I'll try to look important.
Gets to the gate, looks up, lifts up his little stick and just thump 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 on the gate.
Oh,
Hello!
I suppose that's one way.
I'm looking for entrance into your lovely city.
We just had to ask.
What, how did it,
This is the best choice.
uh...
The choice we've made.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Somebody, there's a moment. There's a ruffling of leaves next to the gate.
My soul just left my armor.
And out walking an extremely perplexed looking sentry just throws his hands on his hips. Is your grandfather okay?
Unsure.
Presumably.
As he says that, Dodoki spins. Ah, I knew that would get someone's attention. Excuse me, my good man. Walks up. My friends and I would adore the opportunity to be able to enter your fine village and walk around and learn of the streets of Equus. I come bearing, I have passage, hold on, and he starts going into his robes. Pulls out a bone. Oh, nope, that's from door. Puts that back in his robes.
Okay.
Pulls out a dagger. Oh, very much not that. Pulls out a scroll. Ah, here it is. Dust.
That's dusty in your room.
I know.
There you go. Hands it over. The sentry, a younger looking elf, takes it and just kind of looks at it, looks at him, looks at it, looks at him, breaks a crusty old looking wax seal, unrolls it, looks at it. You're that I am. Very sorry. Hands back the parchment to him. Very good. Puts it back into his robes. Walks over and puts his hands in between his robes behind his back and just stands there waiting in front of the gate, looking up at the gate. The sentry runs behind into the and just vanishes into the bushes.
Wow.
He's just standing there waiting.
What did the scroll say?
What scroll?
The one in your robe.
Oh, yes. It's a missive. Names me as an ambassador of a king.
What king?
Which one did I give him? He starts going into his robes.
How many kings do you know?
I've met a few in my travels. Oh, hold on, wait a second. Which pocket did I put it in? He's just looking around his robes.
You put it there.
Hold on, I have to get the actual...
I both love and want to strangle him.
Here it is. He pulls it back out and he says, this one is, yes, the King of Barak-Dor. Barak-Torn. Sorry. Puts it back away. Dwarven capital city.
Is it a lie?
But King
King Thane did give it to me. So no, it's not a lie.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
It is. Apparently has more than
How
one.
long ago?
It was part of my time that I spent with them during the Divine War.
Oh. You
I,
fought with a king in the Divine War. Oh,
Hmm?
you fought with a king during the Divine War.
Oh, yes, I met several. Nathalos was the worst of them, though. Dreadful man.
Oh. No, I'm just imagining how old you are. I have never asked. How old are you?
That's rude. And as he says that, you can hear the vines starting to tighten. And pulling upwards, each vine lifting one log, it just kind of pulls them back in alternating just unshuffle. You know how you can shuffle something one over the other? The logs that have been like they're piled there just start pulling back in that alternating fashion.
Pickup sticks, when you drop the bundle, like really lazily, naturally go, and they weave.
It's like a wooden ribcage.
It unweaves similarly as the vines pull them up and away.
Like giant teeth.
Lovely visual.
Is everything bones? Never mind. Don't answer that. Shall we? As it all pulls back, you are presented with a rather beautiful central space, a sort of town square. In the center of town, I'm pulling up the map of the small.
Oh, we're in the place we were told not to go to.
We were told not to go into the center of town.
Unless the sentries gave us access. We had to go through the gates first, and then we could.
I know, I'm just saying.
I'm
We're in the place.
holding on to hope here that we're not breaking the one rule we were asked to follow.
Oh no, we were given permission to come in here. We are perfectly within our right. Follow me. As you walk in, you can see 4 large stone shrines in front of you. Like when I say shrines, I mean like they are 20-foot tall statues with small alcoves cut into them for people to put small trinkets, like a road shrine in a way. But there's 4 of them, 2 on each side. They are of 4 deities. Samira recognizes them immediately. It's part of Samira's fucking job, so there's no roll for this one. You see actually 3 gods and a titan.
Oh.
Corian, Madriel, and Tennille. Corian, the smith god. Madriel, the goddess of mercy. And Tennille, the god of the wild hunt. Not that wild hunt.
Other game.
Hold on. I can get you the actual portfolios.
Tennille, normally the goddess of rangers, hunters. Very much
Freedom. Let's see here. Tennille is known as the archer, the chaste, and the huntress. Goddess of travel, good fortune, hunting, and personal freedom. Madriel is known as the angel of mercy, the archangel, the first angel, and the redeemer. And she is a goddess of mercy, protection, and light. She is the one who is in charge of the sun. And Corian is the smith god, known as the Avenger, the Champion, the Forge Father, and the Shining One. He's a god of honor, duty, bravery, physical prowess, all those wonderful Sky Father style domains.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah. Skyfather, murder holes, yeah.
Odin, Zeus, just pick
pick a religion, and there's one of them. He kind of takes up that position while having Forge plunked on top. The Titan you see is Denev.
Oh, okay.
Denev being the Earth Mother. She is the embodiment of the land, the world itself. The only Titan to speak on behalf of mortals and side with the gods during the Divine War. There are, and here's the part where Smira has kind of a moment seeing Denev. The Drada has opinions about Denev, and that opinion is that of somebody who is on trial and the decision hasn't come in yet. She's a Titan. She is one with those who sought to destroy us all. But she also lended her aid and spoke on her behalf, but she didn't do enough. So, collaborator? It's like, even the god of justice, pure law and justice, is sitting there going, I need to think about this one. 150 years after the war happened, he's still sitting there going, So as one of his clerics, you've kind of got this weariness of Denev that has been instilled in you through dogma and catechism.
When they first step in and take note of all of these shrines, Samira will just take a moment studying kind of each one and cataloging in her head. Oh, yes, I see Corian and Magriel, and as she gets to Denev on the one side, she just sort of pauses and her eyes narrow for a moment, and she does not speak the name of this shrine out loud as she has with the other ones, and just sort of goes quiet and in kind of a moment of introspection. Just,
Who's that?
That's Denev.
She's right, it's the Titan, Denev.
You don't know Denev?
Oh, I know. Oh, Denev, yes,
Really?
I
You
know.
didn't say the name, though. And you were giving the tour.
Well, they're talking out loud again. I apologize. Yes,
No, I like it. I like it. It's informative.
That is indeed a shrine to Denev. It's, well, I'll say it's an interesting choice to worship someone who made the decisions that she did.
To help us?
I might say she helped us, yes. Well, I suppose she could have done more, being a Titan, and sometimes it simply makes you think what side they're on, as the rest of her brethren were clearly not on our side.
I think it's easy to say someone should have done more in retrospect.
Sometimes you're not in a position where you can do more. Sometimes you want to help, but you can't. And Cleek's just looking over at Denev like, I don't know the story.
Or maybe you're
But I
bad.
understand the sentiment.
Like, at helping. Maybe you're bad at it.
I suppose all of those could be true. She stares back kind of at the shrine, taking in their input. Without knowing more, I can't help but wonder. That's all. I'm passing no judgments. But I hold my suspicions regardless.
I do
Think of
like
it-
wondering.
Think of it this way. Sometimes you're surrounded by a bunch of bad people, and you can't stop yourself from being surrounded by a bunch of bad people. You can only do so much.
Are we still talking about Denev?
You think? Yes.
It's okay.
As you have been talking, Rudoki has stepped away from the three of you, has walked over to Tennille's shrine, taken a knee, bowed his head a little bit, gotten up, takes a bit of rope out of his pack, ties it around his hand, holds it out in front of Tennille, pulls out a knife, slides it underneath the binding around his hand, and slits it open. And then bows and leaves the broken rope on the literal feet of the statue. He then turns around. So, welcome to Equus. As you're looking about, beyond the shrines is the town square itself. The town square is dominated by the main town hall directly in front of you, a large T-shaped building. Now that you're beyond the gates, you can see massive watchtowers on either side that were within so your murder windows
Yeah.
on the towers. To your left, you can see colorful tents with symbols outside each tent. There looks to be maybe like 30 or so, from what you can tell. You don't take a specific count. But each one it's arranged in a kind of a circular pattern. There's a large fire in the middle. Each one has a banner planted outside of it with a simple white brushstroke style depiction of a symbol, something, a natural thing. You see animals. You see some like a tree. You see a couple of that's just a nut right there. There's a grand number of them. Off to your right, you see that there are stables. Lots of stables. I mean, that's not very surprising, honestly. Each one, though, it's more lavish than the tents. The roofs look to be in impeccable shape. The overhangs are decorated with fresh flowers. The doorways and the arches each have a small, what you'd expect to see, like an umbrella bucket at the front of a door, filled with fresh hay that's just kind of spilling out. And you even see people walking in and picking up a small bit and walking over within. You can see them handing out hay to a horse that happens to be in one of the stalls. These are very well-built stables. They almost look like houses. In front of those, to the closer to the wall on the right, you also see checks numbers. Oh, workshops. You can see that there's several buildings that look like they have they're part building, part overhang, the way a blacksmith might work in the open in certain spots. You don't want all that fire just being kept in a small place. You want the forge outside. So they do have one forge going, but then there's other places where they are. There's woodworking going on. You can see that there's several looms open. People carrying textiles and raw materials out to different places and stations where they are being worked into goods. And let me see here. Just taking in small little spots on the map that might be of interest to you. Beyond the town hall, you can see a grove of trees that stands a little bit more organized than the rest of the trees. Now this area, by the way, there are trees dotting
the roads and the areas and the spaces in between the buildings rather regularly. It's not uncommon to just see just a line of trees up the middle of a pathway, providing shade and some living decoration to the area. But off to one side, you can see that there is a specific cluster of trees that is very organized in its array. It's in a circle, and it looks almost as though the trees are planted in a spiral-like pattern. And that's off to that side. Heading... And then finally, obviously the ring of trees around you, you can see that there looks to be there are many homes on the other side of those stables. So to the northeast, you can see a pathway that leads into what looks to be homes. And the only way you can tell they are homes is because there is a ladder at the foot of each tree. And there is occasionally a basket sitting at the base of the tree with a rope running up the side of the tree. And following one of those ropes, you can see that the Horse Clan, to save space, live above the horses and not the... Their homes are not built as well as the stables. Mainly using the trees. The tree houses that they live within are not grand, not beautiful, and very simple and plain and utilitarian. Those horses live nice, though. This is the city you see before you.
Did you give it a name earlier? I think Radoki spoke at Equus.
Equus.
Okay. Thank you.
EQUI''SS.
It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that Horse Clan didn't necessarily mean ironbred, and I thought the description of the fancy stables
Was their homes?
their homes. And you said the hay, and I said no.
I would love
And then
to
I
have
realized-
had an ironbred in our crew to be able to be like,
Oh, snackies. Helps themselves.
Just walking around. Yes! Worship me!
I'm glad that light switch finally went off in my brain. Why are there so many elves in this horse film?
As far as people go, there you can see a mixture of elf, human, occasional halfling, and the occasional dwarf. Mostly, though, if we were going to say predominant representation, is along the elven line. Different levels of expression of elf. You can see some have their ears aren't as pointed. There are some that are they look to come from a long line of elves. But there's also humans walking about. They all, though, wear a similar fashion. Simple. All of them wearing riding pants of some kind. Seems to be the predominant fashion choice when it comes to what to wear below the waist. If they are wearing some kind of cloak, it's usually a riding surcoat style with 4 slits. One in the front, one in the back, and one on each side, so that it will open in any way you need to ride. So,
Everything's so pretty here. Look. Over there.
Interesting choice of living quarters, though. They don't seem quite as decorative as the stables.
it is called the Horse Clan.
Yeah.
Excuse me! Excuse me!
Yes.
Over your shoulder. When I say over your shoulder, I mean over Samira's shoulder.
Oh.
Tapping on Samira's shoulder. A horse is just looking at Samira's the side of Samira's head. Excuse me. Are you here on a goodwill journey as well?
Pardon? Goodwill journey?
Yes, and walking around you, the Ironbread, wearing cleric's robes, just walks around and says,
You summoned it.
"This."
I did.
I know you said it. It's here though, so I'm not like I'm just like, oh, you.
See the future.
I am also
Speaking of
a
future,
psychic type Pokemon.
Why didn't you tell me I was going to die?
Some things are better left discovered than known ahead of time. And I have no other explanation, so we're going to move on.
you see hanging around this Ironbread's neck is on a medallion, it looks like a mask with a lightning bolt through it. I didn't write this part of the adventure. Somebody else did.
It's okay.
Travis.
Travis didn't write this part of the adventure.
Entire bus on Travis.
Travis.
Throws horse on Travis.
Are you here to spread the good word of the 8?
Well, I suppose as a cleric, we, in a fashion, always are. Yes.
Oh, fantastic! His tail swishes back and forth a little bit. My name is Rowan Smilingtail.
Oh, pleasure, Samira.
Grips your hand. It is a vice.
She does that kind of tense moment and then also strengthens her grip in her best attempt to match, although probably not quite as strong as an Ironbread.
Samantha nervously looks over to Cleve and then back.
No! The horse.
Oh, Cleek's dead staring wide-eyed at the
Samantha
person.
leans in behind Samira to whisper to Cleve, Is this like what you saw?
Says,
No.
so what brings you here specifically? Were you led by dreams as well?
Dreams? No, we're on a missive. We have a client we're escorting.
Fine. A holy man? A holy woman? Holy person?
No, actually, it's a bit of a strange extracurricular task I've been assigned, you could say.
Oh,
We've been tasked with learning a bit more of the world, if you will, and through our travels also spreading the word.
Oh, that's fantastic. I found myself. I received a message from Inkili.
Inkili, I'm assuming Samira knows.
Oh yeah,
well,
Inkili is the
trickster.
the god / goddess / god them of freedom and storms and lightning and
Are they 14 as well?
Deviousness.
trickery would fall technically under that. They yeah.
Guys and Giles?
Did you?
Lightning,
I'll learn that correctly one day.
essentially lightning Loki. Lean hard into the without defining a gender either. Inkili is Inkili. Inkili is as they want to be at all times.
So you say you were led here.
Well, yes. I received dreams.
In this universe, is that a normal thing to say? Is it normal for someone to claim to
Cleric
be
might
led?
claim it, yeah.
Okay, so it's not particularly unusual that they would.
Not completely. It also could be them just interpreting a dream they had.
All right. Tell me about your dreams. Did they lead you here specifically?
Well, yes, in a way, yeah. I found that the dreams were less disturbing the closer I got here.
Less disturbing than from where exactly?
Well, would you consider your arms being flayed and turned into ribbons and stretching out across the world
disturbing?
Yes.
It happened a little less every time I got here.
We're chased. Are you worried you're being hunted? Like a grouse in a bush?
No. I feel I was being led.
That's one way to interpret it.
I felt as though the strands were reaching out for someone, and the strands they felt like they were becoming taut as I came here, and that felt better. It felt less like being pulled apart at the seams. And I have you been to the ocean before?
I've read about it.
Just a mouthful of salt water at one point. Tasted like low tide.
Fascinating. Very interesting.
Did you sneeze out a giant splinter?
No.
Sounds very unpleasant.
No.
What a weird imagination you have.
Yeah.
But now that I'm here, I feel like now I'm pulling the strands closer, and I'm here to get to know everyone, and meet as many people as I could. So seeing that you were new arrivals, I found you would be less likely to tell me to fuck off and die, as some of the other locals have.
We were told this was the nicest of the clans.
They do it very politely.
How do you politely tell people to fuck off?
Oh, he adjusts his ropes. Uses the iron-bred hand. The nails they have are hardened like a hoof, and it kind of wraps around the fingertips. So they have this hardened, almost hoof-like fingertip, and he kind of brushes his hair, his brown fur, and you can see maybe what looks sort of like palomino spots on his neck as he adjusts and pulls his mane down. He says, "Fuck off."
Is that how you do it?
I see. It was very polite. I've been told to fuck off and die very harshly in the past.
We need another
Sounds
one to add to
unpleasant.
the protect list.
He's in the ground.
So your god tore your arms to ribbons, told you to come here. Do
Yep.
you still have ribbon dreams? Here?
Oh, yes, but they're much more pleasant now.
Well, have you tried sleeping in different places to figure out when it gets the least horrible?
That's how I got here.
I mean, like in different parts. Where are you staying? If ever, are you staying
Oh.
here?
Oh, I have a small. I brought a tent with me. I traveled with the merchants. But little secret. I was able to convince them to give me a room. Has its perks. They tell me to fuck off, but you know, you play up the look a little bit, and they're okay with it. I just don't mention Inkili as much. As I said, they're not all terrible. I just
Clig hesitates for a second and then goes, I'm Clig.
oh, takes your hand. Roan.
Oh.
Miss, or I don't want to completely assume, but
Oh, I'm at Mother.
oh, nice to meet you, Edmutha. Rowan
Fine.
takes your hand. As he shakes your hand, you hear the clanking of metal on his hip, and you can see the heads of a flail just kind of bouncing off of his leg as it shakes.
Okay.
Oh, a fellow warrior.
Oh, well, we are in the broad reach. We are in the broad reach. Made that mistake once. I didn't get a polite fuck off that time. We are in the broad reach after all, and it's known for
it's dangerous. So, it is proper for every devotee of the Divine Eight to be a servant and a warrior.
Which way did you come from?
Oh, well, I came from the north.
And they're told to fuck off because of this Inkili person.
Hold on one second. The word fucking just fucking vanished from my head.
fucked off.
Holy
Fucked off,
crap.
yeah.
Yeah, my brain fucked off.
See design notes. Fuck off.
Editor's
That-
note.
The Iron Court. I come from the Iron Court. It's the Ukradon Desert. Near it. It's it's a nice place. It's where we ended up. We had our difficulties. The Iron Bread have experienced a bit of a diaspora, and we are where we are now. But I'm here to represent the Iron Court and open up diplomatic relations with the Hornsaw Forest.
Broadreach.
Broadreach.
Broadreach! Shit, I hope they didn't hear me.
Do they tell you to fuck off because of this Inkili person, or because?
I
friendly.
don't think so. I think they're on edge for some reason. I don't know why.
Probably because of where they are.
It's a good point.
You know, Broadreach.
Yes, you are very very astute on that one. Hold on one second. Do. Maybe.
Muffin did very much do this to you, like.
He
When I touch the word
This is-
person, they're talking. It's obviously very different.
then he says, but enough about me. Who is this client that you're traveling with?
Oh, a rather well-known storyteller, it turns out. Dradoki Bronzeleaf?
You're here with the Dradoki Bronzeleaf?
Unless there's another one.
Don't believe there is.
Well, we would only be so blessed if there were two.
I don't.
Blessed is an interesting choice
Talks a
of
lot.
words.
I have heard stories read by our greatest thespians of the adventures of Dradoki Bronzeleaf.
Well, if you stick with us, you'll probably be back momentarily.
Well, I think they're visiting a friend, and we don't know how long that'll be.
Yeah,
but-
you realize that he fucked off. He's like nowhere near you. He's gone.
Oh, well, apparently he's fucked off.
But you know,
Politely.
we know where he sleeps, so.
Where does he sleep? Hold on. No, that sounded wrong.
Did
In
it?
a cart.
Yeah, where are you you have a cart here. Would I be able to drop in tonight?
I don't see why not.
As he's his fingers are tapping against each other, they sound of sort of a bit of a gallop as they click off of each other.
Don't see why not. You might be interested in hearing about some of your dreams.
Do you think he would want? He would want to know my dreams?
He is working on a story.
Yes, he knows. Really love stories.
Thank you. This must be part of my journey. Dradoki Bronzeleaf is here, and his compatriots want me to spread my story and my dreams through him. Thank you. I must go prepare. How can I find your car?
You really should have invested in like a sign or something stylish to differentiate.
I don't sleep and
ourselves.
will stand outside it.
Hey, nerds.
It'll be glowing blue.
Oh, right. Yes, you will. I'll find you. It has been an absolute pleasure meeting you. I must be off. I will see you tonight, though. Pleasure meeting you. As he runs off, you can hear his hooves striking the ground as he makes a slight gallop as he runs away.
But you know what that
Runs
means?
off.
We now have a friend in the city.
I don't know that the city is friends with them.
But they're in it, so we know someone from this clan now. That's something we can say.
You may make an intelligence arcana test.
Oh, dear me. Okay. That's a natural one.
Do you want
do you
to
wanna
use
use-
a point of
Does that
fortune?
count as a crit? Does that...
No, only on attacks.
No,
things
only
count.
on attacks can you
Sorry,
not re-roll a 1.
System mush.
There's no such thing as a crit fail
Well,
in
just a
this.
bad fail.
Roleplay failure.
Okay, try this again. Okay. 21.
Better.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Better.
Good math rock.
Shiny.
Shiny math rock. Good math rock.
From what they were talking about and the symbolism in their dream, in the Gleaming Valley, as a wizard, they tested you before you were sent to a different place to study what ended up becoming your your major. They tested you on all the things, and you do remember reading about divination. And in your divination texts, when you were studying to take the divination test, you didn't ace it, but it wasn't like you flunked out. That sounded a lot like all those things. That's not just somebody having weird dreams. They do line up with divination. And the best you can glean from it, symbolism-wise, forging alliances is the overall theme of that dream. The idea of strands being stretched out, a person being unraveled and then pulled together when they are bringing things together. You feel as though that's a sign of allegiances being forged, and they're not just a weird dreamy horse person.
Dreamy horse person. Somewhere at Bob's Burgers, someone's very happy to hear that.
Oh my god.
You're welcome, sorry.
Questronauts.
Oh no! That's the crossover Scarlands needs.
He's out of his packaging, he's ruined. Anyway,
My brain went to My Little Iron Bread. It's fine.
Also good.
Well, you have fan art to draw it, because you said it. You have to do it now.
you now have to do an Inkili cutie marked.
Yeah.
Oh god.
There you go.
Your
already
adoring public
you got
demands
it. You got the symbol, you got everything.
Back us
I
up,
know the
chat.
symbol like the back of my hand.
No,
Is
that
it the
one.
hand that goes ah la la?
No, that was on.
Yeah.
That was on
Mm.
the watcher. The
No, the symbol was on the back of her hand. Fox's character with the tattoos, all the gods, the marks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I did not get marked by my own god. It's fine. I'm not jealous at all.
you
was.
listen. You were blessed with vision, and foresight and direct intervention. Okay. There was that time you were given a very clear image.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a
I
sign.
threw up a salamander, a gallon of salt water, pulled a piece of a shipwreck out of my nose.
That's like even better than smell-o-vision. Come on.
And it wasn't a salamander, it was an eel. Anyway.
No, it was an eel, but there was also a salamander.
For the fire element.
Right! It
Yeah.
popped out and it went...
It breathed fire at us and then almost jumped into the ocean.
Yep.
Don't do the elf ears motion. Alright. You are now standing. You are now without Dradoki.
You've been abandoned.
It's a blessing or a curse?
I don't know. I think when he comes back, our new friend, it might not be the worst to hear more about their dreams.
I also pointed out several places you could go to. You may also do what I like to call the general rumor monger maneuver. Or if you don't want to have to go to specific point to point, you can make a general God, it's not socialize.
There's a persuasion.
I guess persuasion. I feel like persuasion is too
It
active
could be a
at
general
times.
charisma roll.
Yeah, but I want to give you credit for a class thing, for a
There's performance depending on how you're flavoring it, I guess.
There really isn't a rumor monger skill.
No.
That sucks, honestly.
It's not like a general socialize.
Yeah, I'll take persuasion, intimidation, or performance. You know what? Just if you
Flavor,
have,
though.
basically we'll flavor whatever your interaction is based upon what charisma skill you use.
I can only use one.
I can use 3.
I consider intimidation a social skill, by the way. Anybody who's sitting there, you can use either charisma or strength when you use intimidation. But regardless,
Well,
if you wish, you may do that general roll, or you can go specifically personally hunting.
I feel like personally hunting would take a long time.
yeah, I'm
True.
fine with the general rule.
But on the note of following your dreams, I wouldn't mind at least looking at that beautiful grove over there at one point. But
Yeah, you said at one point you had roots and blossomed. What was that about?
well, I think our friends' dreams sound a little more concrete than mine. I think they might actually have something. I don't think that they're off. Trying to do some gestures for her head. I think they might actually be here for a reason. I say dream, but I don't sleep, so I guess that might not be the right word.
I'm saying you're saying that our new friend experienced some sort of intervention? Not necessarily dream?
It's not like my strong suit, although give me some time and I bet I could probably make a crack at it, but I think that with what they're talking about, it might be referring to some kind of helping bringing people together, or like in an alliance of some sort. And we do have an entire people waiting outside. There's some elements here that seem like they could be representing each other, mirroring in the things that he's dreaming about.
You're saying we should take him a little bit more seriously than perhaps I was equipped to.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I could be wrong. It's not necessarily my strong suit. I don't even sleep, but I kind of, it kind of feels about right.
So you want to see the grove?
What? Yeah, I mean,
We can go there first and then talk to people on the way back. See if anything else is of interest. And if we're going to be sleeping we're staying with the cart or if we will have a place here.
I don't think they're gonna give us a room, and she kind of gestures to the stables.
I don't want one there.
Oh my god, poor Cleek! Oh no!
Did that just click? We're in the horse clan. Cleek has been uncomfortable since walking in.
There was also a very big horse person
Oh,
that
that's
just
why
kind of
Cleek-
walked over.
During the conversation, I was just staring wide-eyed at them,
Yeah.
like,
I was just like, you got this.
Please, afraid of horses.
yes, we're at the horse clan.
Yep.
We just talked to a horse.
I did not plan this. This is just working out great.
We're just
Uh-huh.
we're
Huh,
getting some
fantastic.
exposure therapy.
I think this might be, like, the 6th type of people. We'll find out. So far, there have been 5.
Well, if we want to try and talk to people while we're here, it seems like they're kind of abrasive. So who could we start?
Let's go with the trees first. Trees are...
Yeah, I have better luck with things that don't talk back.
Yes. Go to the trees first. We're gonna go check out the grove.
Okay. The Grove. As you start walking towards it,
Go to D.
Hmm?
Go to D. Grove.
Oh, Grove. Aw.
Oh, I made myself sad.
As you're walking up to the Grove, you see, by the way, I would also like to point something out. Each and every Horse Clan member that you have met or seen is tattooed.
They're marking.
They tend to have either in the middle of their forehead, you've noticed inverted, or in either inversion, a horseshoe. Hearts on their necks, and occasionally something that looks like storm clouds with horseshoes through it. You would need to make accept history or religion tests to understand.
No, I'll make a test.
We've got Jesus.
History or religion, both are at a
What's the
negative
plural of
1.
Jesus? Because there's more
Jesus?
Gizai.
Do you have some Jesus?
I have 8 Gizai, although one in particular I really like.
10. Rolled an 11.
Horseshoes are for
16.
horses.
Yeah, I got that. I got that.
Were the storm clouds with horseshoes on any particular part of their body?
The
The others were in like
arms,
specific
occasionally on the arms.
Okay.
What did you get on your religion test?
16.
16. You realize the thunderclouds are representing it's thunder. The way you might hear a stampede would sound like rolling thunder.
These guys really like horses.
Meanwhile, Clegg is over there going, why do they put horseshoes in clouds? Horses can't fly. Like,
Bless
just
your heart.
going back and forth between looking, like, at the ground and then at the sky, then at the ground and at the sky. I don't get it.
When horses run, they sound like thunder clouds. It's a bit of a metaphor.
Oh yeah, you
A
know
lot
that
of
sound.
horses stuff.
Clegg just, like, drinks into their armor and keeps walking, like,
Turtle.
get it.
Oh.
Turtle. I'm a master of disguise. Turtle.
Oh, you're welcome, Chad. That exists.
That should be a clip right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
No.
Fair enough.
I hunched my shirt.
I don't
Shirtles.
know how to help you.
As you get closer to the grove, though, you see 2 soldiers standing in front of the outermost trees. In between the trees, there are
bushes that are teeming with beautiful flowers. There are full bushes of just one color. There's bushes of many colors, whether it's roses, honeysuckle, chrysanthemums, orchids. There seems to be a flower of almost every kind here. And once you get close enough that it looks like you might want to step in, the two soldiers step forward and cross their spears.
Right. I suppose we can't get a closer look.
Once you have been given permission, you may enter the Garden of Living Memory.
Permission from who?
The Elder.
Ah, I see.
The Garden of Living Memories? What's that?
A place where only those who are true friends of the clan may walk. As they both step back into position
Sort of like-
after making their clear.
Okay, because she was trying to lean over to try and look past them.
You can see right up the middle of them,
Yeah.
but they're not letting you pass them.
It just looks like clowns.
As you say that, there's just a from one of the guards.
Well, educate me. Don't make fun of me.
You go to walk into one of our most sacred places, and then you feign ignorance.
We didn't know it was sacred. We just arrived.
We do not feign ignorance.
Looks Klieg up and down. No, we don't have fertilizer needs right now.
I'd appreciate it if you'd show us a little bit of respect. We're simply inquiring as to this sacred space of yours. I think you'd be inclined to share some of those details if it means so much.
I wouldn't let you walk within the grove of every living elf has ever graced this clan
I see.
without express permission granted.
Understand the need for permission. We were simply curious as to what exactly this grove was, but thank you. You have, in a way, given us some information.
Oh, now I get the fertilizer comment. Funny. Just like, I had been thinking about it staring at a flower.
Klieg is like a half hour behind
Oh my
everyone.
Hey, listen, it took Klieg a second to realize that people do bury bodies and being like, oh.
Saying it looks like you're about to die.
Mm-hmm.
You look like shit.
Yes.
It was a polite, you look like shit.
Yeah, actually, way more polite than.
Hey, see?
How was the polite fuck off?
Yeah,
Fuck off.
you're very nice here.
Is this only the Horse Clan that has one? This Garden of Living Memories?
We've already said enough.
No, can I say it? Alright then. Keep your secrets.
There you go. That's for you. You get to
I'm
have
living
that.
for this.
Yay! Favorite moment of the night.
Wow.
Which, if you want to discuss, go to our Discord. Alright. Well, if they don't want us to go here, let's go see if there's something else we can learn.
I really wanted to know about the living memories.
I
Why?
think we might find more information from, I was more willing to talk about it than this lot.
They take that like Buckingham Palace vibe
Mm.
as soon as they return back to their posts.
Sounds about right. But, Klieg, you have a question?
Yeah, why are you so interested?
Living memories of every elf, but only of the Horse Clan? I I wonder if there are other clans that have gardens of all the memories of every elf that's ever been.
Maybe, but we're not gonna find it from these guys.
Well, because they won't tell us.
They don't respond.
I think our efforts are being wasted here, Ada. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Clegg is just side-eyeing you with the one good eye, just to put it in proper terms, dead staring. Just watching. Unblinkingly.
Fly lands, crawls across eye, flies away.
If it's on this one, I don't feel it.
It's called a staring contest because there is a wildfire response. But none of us need to blink.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's just this past Samira in the middle.
Are you okay?
You're staring at me.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why you're so angry.
I'm sorry if I'm not angry.
But you are angry. Why?
Angry. Am I angry? I'm angry. Well, because they're rude. Right? She stares back at them.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. I'm
Perfectly
angry
valid.
because they're rude.
Well, shall we move on? Samira just has no idea what's going on. Kind of lost that one on her, and she's just de-escalating this awkward moment.
It's awkward. Clegg's just watching.
Samira does. Samira thinks it's very awkward.
You're a terrible babysitter. Did they not warn you
I
about
didn't read
what
books
you were
on
taking
social
on?
skills, okay?
Hey kids, who wants to go to McDonald's?
Yeah, I hear they have wonderful toys.
Do
in
they have
Skyrim.
bones at McDonald's? And I don't want to go.
Little
Anyway,
skeleton puppy, yeah.
Not a
uh,
happy skeleton right now.
in this strange moment, you start walking back through the town, through the town center. What would you like to do from here?
Well, it seems like
I suppose the
that was a
general-
bust. Check mark.
General rumor, mongering.
All right.
Because I don't want to just walk into town hall when they're in the middle of a summit as an unscheduled guest.
Unscheduled.
Weren't
I
they
saw
not doing
that.
the summit because Jonas was gone?
Well, they have a.
At least that's how
Jonah.
I understood.
Jonah's
Jonah.
gone,
Oh, it's Jonah.
but that does not mean that Malta is not running a.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood that they were waiting.
They had a summit. It was being seen
The
by
steward.
the steward Malta at
I
the moment,
see,
which
okay.
is why
I
the Legionnaire is
misunderstood.
outside.
I see.
We don't really know where Jonah is
Right.
per se.
Okay.
With that said, if we could have a better idea, that might be good news for other people.
They said the garden didn't need it. Ta-da! Anyway.
Oh!
Meanwhile, as Cleeg's walking,
I have
he's like,
bad
human
news.
bodies make terrible fertilizer.
And as you go to Rumor Monger, we have a nice little montage of them walking over and talking to merchants, and then walking over, feeding a horse, walking over.
Well, Cleeg's in the background shaking their head like,
I don't want to feed the horse. I don't want to feed the pony.
Samira's just like gesturing with some hay. Exposure therapy.
Next one is
Had enough
Martha and
exposure.
Samira pushing from behind while Cleeg's just holding the hay out like a sword.
On like the very edge, balancing.
This is
it
our
out.
end credit scene.
Yes. Just some like very happy soft.
All right.
Yeah.
And then
Please
yeah.
make that charisma test.
Okay. Well, I have.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
While Amatha isn't necessarily an elf by most standards,
Ooh,
did they respond better to her having elf ears? Right? I have elven features. I have an
You don't have
elven-
tattoos, and you're also a fucking ghost. It's different enough.
Also, you told our friend to look for the glowing person by the cart.
There,
That's outside in a camp. A glowing
They're not in the
on
cart.
the other side.
There, also, I would like to point out the clan responds to the tattoos from what you see. They respond to the horseshoe tattoos. That sign of the horse clan.
Quick, get a pen. Just scribble over mine. It's fine. No one even knows what that is anyway.
Yeah, exactly. What? It's fine. Birthmark.
Okay. So let's see here. Let's check and see what kind of rumors you dig up. I will also accept a one. I'm going to be rolling on a fun little chart of rumors. So I have a little chart of rumors. 2, you may use perception as well, because eavesdropping would count.
I don't even breathe. I'm very sneaky. Clink, 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 clink. Womp.
Yes. The walking lantern. You're like a boo. You just cover your face.
Oh my god, yes! I'm like a cat. You can't see me. I can't see you. You can't see me.
Yep, that's how it works.
So, please make your roll using thinking of your skill that you're going to be using and try to flavor it along those lines of what skill you would use.
Can I intimidate people?
I mean, you could.
How? How would you like to do
It's
it?
the only roll that's not a disadvantage.
Roll is a disadvantage.
You can also use perception. That's the other thing, if you want.
I know, my intimidation has a better chance of succeeding. Because I actually have a +2 in that. Oh, fuck it, I probably should make bad enemies in a place that we're trying to be nice in. I'll just perceive.
I will just perceive. Do not perceive me.
Ignore me!
Or I could roll really well and get a 19.
That'll do.
I have a +1
That'll
to
be 2
perception.
rolls.
Do we both have 20s?
Huh? No, I rolled
Oh, I
an
thought you
18.
said
I
you
got
have
a 19.
+1. I thought you had a 19 and then +1.
No.
Okay.
I rolled this, so I'm at a 15.
Oh, we're so good. Look at us. Look at that. Congratulations, us.
How are we like winning on the social rolls? How is this crew?
I'm just listening. Cleek's
Fair,
not saying
fair.
a word
That's
and is
fair.
just staying back and just listening to the people talking. They know better than to attempt to start a conversation themselves because 4 out of 5 types of people that Cleek has met has responded very poorly to them speaking.
Samira probably went the persuasive route and kind of used, we're accompanying a storyteller. Might you have any good stories to share that I could take back to my boss? And just kind
Not
of
bad.
flavored it in that, I'm merely working for someone very great. You may have heard of him.
it worked on the Iron Bread that we
It
met at the
did,
gate.
and even
That
if-
you all seem to hate.
yeah, I mean,
And
yeah.
what's Admatha's approach?
Was doing something similar to Klieg in terms of just sitting there, silent as the grave, and just listening, watching the way people interact with certain things, the way she would grow up for a while, examining like a magnifying glass.
Okay. All right. So
As watchful as a Mordoi.
Yeah, right there.
You alright?
Yeah, right.
Oh, Cleek has hatred in their heart!
yep, pretty much.
Are there any children here?
Oh no.
God, this is
Yeah,
the
there's
worst place on
kids.
Earth for you.
There's kids.
It's horses and children.
Oh my god, wait, a kid's birthday party would literally be everything in life you hate.
Everything.
With pony rides.
Yeah, that's exactly
A kid's birthday with
Soft
pony rides.
birthday party would be the
Screaming
worst.
children
Soft-
with a pony.
Soft birthday party.
But what about those like pinatas that are shaped like horses that you beat with sticks? I mean, that could be very cathartic.
It's a- yeah, it's true.
You want a pinata?
Anyway, all right. So, 19,
What did I roll? I rolled a 15.
15.
20.
Okay. Wow. So, 2, 1, 2.
So you get 5 rolls of the rumor table.
I'm not a very persuasive person. Or they just hate Gradoki.
Wow. Yeah, you might have like nerfed yourself by talking about.
I've heard of him.
Oh, that talkative guy. That's putting it nicely.
Talkative guy.
I couldn't think of anything else at the time.
I mean,
love
I
it.
look at that as negatives myself.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, that was the most polite way I could think.
I
to
feel
say.
like that's like the 90s. That's like the 90s network television like correction of what was actually said. You know, that guy.
Yep, talkative guy. Chatty lad.
Chatty lad.
Holy
That
sh-
sounds like a FetLife profile.
It does, and I hate it so much.
All right.
I feel like I now have a picture of
Making
that type
some
of person
rolls
in my head, and I don't like
here.
it.
Oh my god.
Oh, this town.
Rumor table
sucks.
rolling. Okay.
Uh-oh. Juicy rumors.
Yeah, let's go.
Cool.
Who is the Duke sleeping with now?
All right.
Why would it be a rumor that someone's sleeping with someone else?
Because unless you're there, you don't know for sure. Then it would be a bigger rumor. Then it
Depending
wouldn't be a
on the
rumor
type.
if it was an orgy, I guess, because then the entire town's involved.
Cool.
Orgy.
And some people feel the need
Klieg!
to limit.
Ah.
You over here, as you were walking through one of the as you were walking past one of the artisans, a group of like 6 kids like runs, like starts walking past you. Klieg responds in classic form and just freezes in place.
Freezes in place.
Stares at them. Don't read my mind. Don't read my mind. Don't read my mind.
Don't think of hope. Don't think of hope. Don't be happy.
As
Dead
they
kittens.
walk past though, they're talking about how they had to run home because they heard that a scout said that there was undead in the area, and that Glividatel might be making moves again.
Again. Oh, yeah.
They always like to make moves. Glividatel sends out slaving parties. And if there's undead in the area, it means they might... Glividatel is used like a ghost story to these kids. They're the boogeymen. Don't go out into the forest. There may be the beasts of the Hornsaw that might eat you. Or worse, Glividatel might snatch you up and take you away and steal your soul in the process. So they're talking about they're basically boogeyman ghost story freaking each other out right in front of
The
Klieg.
boogeyman?
They say it as, and you know, they take you. They get their hands into your skin, and they get at your soul. And then one kid just goes, Salon, behind you. And the guy who was telling the story was like, what, are you some kind of... It turns around, sees Klieg, they all do that unified child. Ah! They all
Which
run.
causes Klieg to freak out further.
Oh,
Uh,
Are we doing this separately, or are we
I
not
think
kind
we
of
split
another?
up. I think
you're
we did.
you're kind of in the same area, but you're
Okay.
kind of separated a little bit.
Okay.
So Samira's talking to somebody while Klieg is just standing off to the side, away from the merchant, and just all of a sudden, Samira just hears the screaming children running away, and
kinda-
Klieg standing there just. You hear
I'll get you some extra snackies. Some extra
in
bones.
connection to this, you hear about a lake.
Wait, me?
Yes.
Yeah, you got 2.
This is the other rumor. As the children screamed and ran, there's a couple of people just kind of shaking their heads. Like, it's probably that blood red lake again. Over near Butterfly Clan. It's been an issue. They kind of grumble about the scouting reports that talk of the Red Lake near the Butterfly Clan. Now the dead are coming out of it. But they have this, like, yeah, that's the Broad Rage for you kind of vibe about it. It's 2 people complaining about the damn state of this county. When are we gonna get a good alderman again?
Oh my god.
Hasn't been a good one in the last 25 years. Like that kind of conversation.
Oh god.
Samira is able to glean a little bit of information. You end up buying a couple of small things, and you overhear the 2 people at the small shop that you're purchasing at. They start talking about Jonah. And they're definitely talking about it not as some kind of emissary duty. That it's unusual that she's not here. But then, they slip up for a moment, forgetting that you're standing there. And they say something along the lines of, what do the dwarves need anyway to know from her?
What are the what?
Dwarves. What do the dwarves need anyway? Before, oh, sorry, here you go. And they hand over the small bit of weaving that you purchased. Nice and wrapped up.
Interesting.
And Martha! You hear that a pair of there's a small cafe-like spot where people are going and getting warm drinks, tea. It's a tea house area. Cafe. It's a fucking tea house. Where people are sitting down and having a nice cup. And you kind of just, you don't float, but you float. When I say you float in that direction, I don't mean literally. You don't just like kind of float.
If I got a longer skirt, I think I might be able to pull it off.
But you overhear that it's terrible how these cultists are showing up in the area again. Why can't they just understand that Mormo's dead? Trying to build a tomb and a cathedral. Doesn't matter if they find out where she died exactly. It's ridiculous. They're all insane. Hey! Holy shit.
Hi! I'm fucking
Oh,
having an
hello.
existential crisis from lore dumps! How are you?
Yes, I'm dumping lore at the characters right now as they find out rumors from the local town. The little the 2 that are talking to each other, a married couple.
We have a pup.
We
name is
they
Dwarf.
do.
Borf.
He's more of a borf.
They have a borf.
Borf.
They very much have a borf. Our session is going pretty well.
Chicken egg.
Let me just give a shout out to you guys.
We have a kit.
Because
We have a dog.
Junico,
We have a burp.
We've tried
drop
to
mine.
adopt
Ghost?
an
You have a dead
ironbred as well. Honestly, we're just slowly creating a zoo.
Gradually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you hear those little bits of information. They're searching for Mormo's last, like, Mormo's deathbed, essentially.
Huh.
And they seek to build something there.
I say
Mormo's deathbed sounds like a fucking
Oh, that's
Dark
pretty
Souls
great.
enemy. Like, that sounds
Yeah.
like it's above a bar on the bottom of the screen.
I'll put that in quotations and notes because that's the sweet one. That's the name of that rumor.
Thank you very much, by the way. We do this every show we do. We try to do something along these lines.
Oh yeah, and this is every Saturday. We have to be rat fuck, ghost fuck, and flesh fuck.
This is every Saturday. On
fucks.
Fridays, we do a Final Fantasy one.
With even more fucks.
And you have a tank fuck and a healing fuck and a
Mhm.
range damage fuck and a physical DPS fuck.
You also find out what those tents are.
Oh, good, because I'm angry about the other one.
What?
What's the 10?
All those tents. As you were looking across the grounds, you noticed that each tent had a banner in front of it. And you're starting to recognize what they are. There's an apple, there's a fox, there's a
Oh.
deer, there's an eagle. It's all the clans. It's all the clans. That area is it's an ambassadorial area, and you overhear a couple a pair of they seem to be soldiers. They're speaking about duties, and they're speaking of being at the ambassadorial area, the ambassadorial tents, complaining that it's boring as hell, that they have to watch the wards. They talk about how, yes, it's a sign of goodwill that they send people to live here. And yes, we need to talk to the rest of the clans if we're all going to overcome the titanic corruption that is happening within the forest. But we shouldn't have to put them under 24-hour guard.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
Wow. And these are the polite.
These are the
people.
nice ones.
Yeah.
They're the ones most open to foreign engagement.
You
Well-
think they're protecting from each other?
How
Perhaps.
much you want to bet? There are
Hmm.
some that are,
Aggressive?
yeah, probably less
Beat
like
And you
than others.
hear-
Aggressive?
You hear about the three empty I guess I'm double checking. Yes. Spots. And how they're glad that Scorpion and Wolverine didn't send anybody. They don't feel like watching over those feral mad people. And if one of those lizard clan members ever shows their face, they'll be lucky to get out alive. Because, and the last thing they say before they're walking out, yeah, a lizard's 4 cuts away from a snake anyway, as they turn and walk away.
Yikes.
Yeah, these are the nice ones.
They
So
did
many
politely say
followers.
they
You guys
looked
are
like
so
I was
awesome.
going
Thank
to
you.
die.
So many new people. Holy crap! I'm
So
trying
many
not to
new
pay
people.
attention. I'm watching chat. I'm not supposed to be, but I'm watching.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. How are you? Welcome to hell.
Well, we're not in the forest yet proper, so
Well,
I don't know.
seeing as how the
This is
anglerfish-esque
its own type of hell.
type, Wolverine entity we dealt with last episode of the forest.
Shrub lycanthrope.
Shrub lycanthrope.
That's what I'm
Yes.
dubbing it.
They did not say me as
I
they
think
Well,
could.
shrub like you really just kind of burying the lead on
if
on.
the being made of pure magic didn't want to eat me, I think we could have been very good friends.
Yes.
It's kind of a rather large hurdle to overcome, though.
Oh well.
You generally don't tend to make very strong relationships with
We are in a forest
food.
tainted by titanic blood
People
and
keep-
corruption.
Cows and chickens and
Generally, it's a general.
And
rule.
it's at this
I know the
point
Apple Clan.
that you see Dradoki. You recognize his robes, but he has a hood up
oh.
Oh.
Incognito.
Oh no. Is
As
he
he's
coming back with his tail between his legs?
walking through the residential area. You see him go to a tree, reach into his robes, pull out it looks like a rod of some kind. It looks like it'd be too long to be in his robes, but he just kind of produces it, puts it down in the basket, and tugs on the rope. He stands at the bottom of the tree, waiting. And then the basket slams down to the ground next to him. He looks in. You don't see his face. But he then turns, starts climbing up the tree. As another cloaked elf comes out behind and follows up, hot on his heels. A flash of a dagger in that hand. And that's where we are going to end tonight's episode. Check out Devil's Luck Gaming, live on Twitch every week, with TTRPG actual plays, crafting, and gaming streams. Head to @TeamDevilsLuck on Twitter, or join our Discord for live notifications so that you know when the seals have been broken.